This broadcast is under the direction and is copywritten by Champion Sports Radio. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or use of the audio stream, and any and all other use of the accounts of this broadcast without the direct written consent and permission of Champion Sports Radio is strictly prohibited. All rights are reserved by Champion Sports Radio and ChampionSportsRadio.com. This is a presentation of Champion Sports Radio, your home for championship broadcasts.
Game one, the Carroll Dragons jumped out on top of Flower Mound with 4 runs at the top of the first. Jaguars would not be stopped, though, as they come back with 4 in the bottom, 2 more in the third en route to a Game 1 victory by a score of 6-4. Last night, though, as the scene shifted to Dragon Field, Carroll jumps all over an explosive fifth inning, scoring all 4 runs. And they withstand a late Jaguar comeback bid. The Dragons even the series by a score of 4-2 in game number 2. So today, here we are at Dallas Baptist University for Game 3, the rubber match. Winner goes on. This loser's season is done. This pitch is fouled back to the screen. And let's get you caught up on what's going on as we are already in the bottom of the first inning, scoreless between the Carroll Dragons and the Flower Mound Jaguars. Thomas Lee here with you. Ryan Mueller, Alex Sterling alongside as well. The Dragons were set down in order 1-2-3 by B.J. Myers. Strikeout looking of Eric Cole. Ground out to the left side of the infield. Kramer to third, and then Drew Brown to short. 10 pitches, 7 for strikes. And here with 1 out, 2-2 pitch swung on by Andrews into right field. Brown gets it in quickly. And after a great defensive play by Joe Heineman, robbing Connor Wanhanen of a base hit, Skylar Cox works a walk. Mitch Andrews with the game's first base knock. And the Jaguars are threatening in the home half of the first with runners at first and second and only 1 out.
Try to get to this pitcher early. Don't let Kevin Kramer, who's on the mound for the Dragons, gain a lot of confidence. And that's exactly what the Jaguars are doing here in this first inning, Thomas.
Kramer on the mound, the right-handed junior, a 4-0 record, a 1.73 earned run average. 7 appearances, all pre-district, although he did pitch in some postseason action as well, including last Saturday against San Angelo Central. Starts off Sean Weimer with strike 1. In 7 games, he's thrown 24 1/3 innings, 14 hits surrendered, 10 runs, 6 earned. 14 walks against 30 strikeouts, has hit 1 batter, and has a 1.15 whip. As Motley blocks that one, and the count evens 1 ball and 1 strike. Danny Wallace, team now 29-11. 7-3 in playoff games this year, including a perfect 3-0 in potential elimination contests. This is a lineup, and this is pretty much what you've come to expect here in the postseason from Coach Wallace and the Jaguars. Connor Wanhanen, the center fielder, leading it off, batting second. The left fielder, Skylar Cox, he's on second. Mitch Andrews, the catcher, singled and has been lifted for his courtesy runner, Chad Paris, over at first base. That's the top third of the order. Middle third, Sean Weimer, the first baseman at the plate now with a 1-2 count. Tim Millard on deck, the third baseman batting fifth, batting sixth, second baseman Noah Hill. Bottom third of the order, designated hitter Ryan Sloma. We batting seventh, batting eighth, Casey Jacobson, the shortstop, and the right fielder Jamison Hanna batting ninth. So again, Wanhanen, Cox, Andrews, top third of the order. Weimer, Millard, Hill, middle third. Bottom third, Sloma, Jacobson, and Hanna facing off against Kevin Kramer, the right-handed starter for the Carroll Dragons. 2-2 pitch now. Swung on, popped up high in the air to shallow right field. Brown tracking it, ranging to his left, makes the catch. Tagging from second and trying to come over is Cox. The throw will be cut off. Fly ball to right, second out here in the first, but Cox does advance to third. And runners at the corners now for the Jaguars, but 2 outs here in the home half of the first inning.
And Kramer trying to mix up his pitches as best he can. He knows how hot these hitters for Flower Mound are, and with the fastball, the curveball, and the change fastball, you're only going to see it low to mid 80s compared to what, B.J. Myers throws up in the 90s. So Jaguar hitters have to be very patient here with the Game 3 starter in Kramer.
Defensively for the Carroll Dragons, Ryan Bellamy is in left field, being hit for by the designated hitter, as Kramer is batting for himself in the lineup. Eric Cole, the speedster, is in center. And Drew Brown in right. Paris goes over, and he slides past the bag, and he's tagged out. Had the stolen base. But slid past and is out, and that'll do it for the Jaguars in the first. No runs on a hit, no errors, one left. 1 inning in the books. Still scoreless. Between the Jags and the Dragons, Game 3, win or go home situation. We continue with more playoff baseball on CSR TV after these messages.
Stay up on all the latest news about the teams you care about and know when your favorite games are on the air thanks to Champion Sports Radio social media. Either follow @Champion Sports on Twitter or like our Facebook page at facebook.com/ChampionSportsRadio, and you will know what time your game starts, who was named Player of the Week, or what your school's alumni are doing in college. That's on Twitter @Champion Sports and facebook.com/ChampionSportsRadio, your home for championship social media.
Are you studying on your own for the SAT or ACT? Follow My Test Answers on Twitter and Facebook for free solutions to official test questions. Got a question of your own? Send a message to My Test Answers and get a response for free. Got more than one question? Don't worry, we'll answer those too. With over a decade of experience in helping students prepare for standardized tests, the experts at My Test Answers will get you the answers you want whenever you need it. My Test Answers, problems solved.
Played a full inning here on the campus of Dallas Baptist University. Brian Mueller, Thomas Lee, Alex Durling. And we're scoreless. Nice job by Kevin Kramer, the starter for the Dragons, to get out of a jam. First and third as Chad Paris caught stealing to end the inning and the Jaguar threat. Head down to the top of the second, 4, 5, and 6 for Carroll. It's Motley, Casey, and Heineman face off against the Jaguar starter, B.J. Myers, and here is Thomas Lee.
First pitch swinging, Motley swings through that offering from Myers. BJ, 6 foot, 190-pound senior, headed to West Virginia. Fastball, it's pretty good. High 80s, approaching 90 a lot of times, and got a good changeup as well, but his special sauce, as Coach Wallace talked about, if he's got his Frisbee slider, it's going to be a long afternoon for anybody he's going after. 9-2 on the year, 0.84 earned run average for Myers. Swing and a miss. Second strikeout for Myers. 4 consecutive retired by BJ. In 17 games this season, he's thrown 66 and 2/3 innings, surrendering 38 base hits, 17 runs, only 8 earned, 15 walks against 92 strikeouts. Has hit 4 batters, but he is a battler and one of the 3 aces of the Jaguar staff. Pitch is swung on, popped up shallow center field. Jacobson ranging back, over the shoulder catch. Makes it look easy. 2 quick outs here in the second.
And a fastball, and good idea there by Barry Casey to go after that first pitch. You'll see that a lot just because of how effective BJ is on the mound. He pitches fearless. He uses that slider even when he's behind in the count. He's a very confident pitcher, and so he's going to get those first 2 pitches over for strikes. Dragons have to be swinging.
Taking all the way, Heineman takes strike 1. Here's the lineup for Larry Hughes: 549 wins, 270 defeats, in 28 years as a head coach. In 18 years the head man of the Carroll Dragons, 443 wins, 198 defeats. Impressive stuff. He is one of the most tenured veteran coaches. A ton of success, including a state championship in 2002. in Class 4A, and again playing for championship in the championship game in 2008, eventually losing to Plano West 10-8. But here's his lineup for this Game 3, very similar to what we've seen the first two games. Eric Cole, the junior center fielder, led it off, striking out looking. Kevin Kramer, the pitcher, grounded out to third in the 2 spot. And the right fielder, Drew Brown, grounded out to short. That was the first inning. Myers pulls the string, and Heineman swings through that one, count 1-2. Motley started off the second here, striking out swinging, the catcher in the 4 spot. Senior DH Barry Casey popped up to Jacobson at short, and now here's Heineman. Gets a piece of that one to foul it back to the screen. The senior shortstop in the 6 hole. Bottom third of the order, Garrett Hale, the first baseman's in the on-deck circle. Cameron Ramage is in the 8 spot, the third baseman. Second baseman, True Davis, batting 9th. So Cole, Kramer, Brown, top third of the order. Middle third, Motley, Casey, Heineman. Bottom third, Hale, Ramage, and Davis against Myers, who misses outside. And the count evens 2 balls and 2 strikes. Defensively for the Jaguars, Skylar Cox in left, Connor Wanhanen in center, Jamison Hanna over and right, all playing fairly straight away against the right-handed swinging Heineman, who fouls this pitch off and stays alive at the plate with a 2-2 count. Tim Millard is the third baseman at shortstop. You've already met Casey Jacobson with a great over-the-shoulder catch. Noah Hill at second. The first baseman is Sean Weimer. And the battery, Mitch Andrews behind the plate. B.J. Myers on the mound. Got him again. Second swinging strikeout of the inning, third K of the game for Myers overall. And he sets him down in order in the second. No runs, hits, errors, nobody left on base. Inning and a half in the book, still scoreless between Carroll and Flower Mound. Game 3 of the regional semifinals continues in a moment from Dallas Baptist University here on CSR TV. Are you tired of only spending time as a family huddled around the TV? Would you like to enjoy some culture with your loved ones without breaking the bank? Then let me introduce you to the Greater Dallas Youth Orchestra. The GDYO provides music education and performance opportunities for musically talented youth, but this is no kids' concert. The GDYO comprises 7 different ensembles made up of over 425 talented musicians ages 8 to 18, representing more than 50 communities in North Texas. You won't believe how amazing these ensembles sound until you hear it for yourself. So join them for one of their concerts at the Meyerson Symphony Center or Dallas City Performance Hall. For more information on how to make a donation, as well as a listing of upcoming GDYO concerts, visit gdyo.org. And if you know a talented young musician interested in an unbelievable experience, auditions take place in the spring. Connect with the Greater Dallas Youth Orchestra on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, and at gdyo.org.
Welcome back here to Patriot Field. Dragons and Jaguars are scoreless. Here we head now to the bottom of the second. 5, 6, and 7 will be Millard, Hill, and Sloma to face off against the starter for Carroll. That's Kevin Kramer. Here to call the balls and strikes is Thomas Lee.
Right-handed fires and misses outside. Now 2 balls and no strikes to count to Millard. Timmy better get used to this. This is where he's playing his college ball starting next year, right here at DBU. Great facilities, great campus. It's a wonderful environment as Kramer finds his zone there. The count is 2-1. Timmy, 311 average, 19 driven in on the year. Looking to try to get something started for the Jaguars here in the second. At the letter, strike 2. We've got a scoring update from Concordia University. Marcus jumped out to a 3-0 lead, but here come the Bulldogs. Midland with 3 in the 4th. And now they head to the top of the 5th, and Marcus and Midland are tied at 3. That is Game 2 of the best-of-3 series. Marcus winning last night 5-1. If Game 3 is necessary, it'll be 30 minutes following Game 2. And, of course, the winner of today's game between Carroll and Flower Mound will play the winner of this series against Marcus and Midland. Swinging strikeout as Kramer comes inside. Millard strikes out. First out here in the second.
And Kevin doesn't have the fastest stuff in the Metroplex, but he's having some good bite on those pitches to keep the Jaguars off balance. He's going to have to do that throughout the contest because the more you go through the lineup, the more the batters become familiar with you and your style. So see how he does here in the bottom of the second.
First pitch Off speed, misses inside. Ball one as Noah Hill steps in, 5'9", 175-pound junior. 13 driven in, including a good effort. Had 2 RBIs in game one. Had a double and scored in 2-run seventh last night. Fouls this one off, and the count is a ball and a strike. Talk about the beautiful facility here. Artificial playing surface. Symmetrically designed ballpark. Seat backs for all the fans. I mean, we are got a great turnout here today. As I'd say we probably have 70% of the seats filled for this winner go home. Game 3 of the regional semis. Swung on to right field, base hit. Second Jaguar hit of the afternoon. Noah with a knock to right off at Kramer, and a one-out base runner here in the second.
Try to go after the knees on first couple of pitches against Noah Hill, and then that pitch left up, and Noah just doesn't skip a beat. It's so great the way these Jaguar hitters are seeing the ball so well here late in the season. That came on. I know late in district play, they really got on a tear, and Noah Hill doesn't miss the pitch that he should mash in the right field, and he does.
So Ryan Sloma, the designated hitter, digs in, 5'9", 175-pound senior. Takes first pitch high and outside, ball one. 333 average, 15 driven in for Sloma. Hill, couple stolen bases on the season. See if Coach Wallace is going to put something on here. Good take by Sloma outside for ball two. Third baseman Cameron Ramage even with the bag. Joe Heineman at short. Drew Davis at second, both in regular positions. Garrett Hale holding on Hill at first base. High and tight, ball three.
It's the same thing we saw in the first inning where Kramer has to move to the stretch, and it can change your approach a little bit. You lose a little bit of control, and it seems to happen to him right now, and he's going to dial back in here pitching off the stretch.
3-0 finds a home in the zone, 3-1. Well, partner, you weren't with us last night, but I thought of you in the fifth inning as Drew Brown roped a 3-0 pitch for a triple, driving in 2 runs and pushing it to a 4-run lead at that point. Very necessary, as those were the winning runs, as the Jaguars scored 2 in the 7th. Would have tied it without that hit, but a 3-0 green light for Drew Brown led to the Carroll win.
Sometimes it pays dividends. You know that pitch is coming right across the plate because the pitcher doesn't want to lose him, and you get that coming right down the expressway. Sometimes you got to pull the trigger. I'm more against that, but I can see the argument.
Hill dancing around at second. First pitch home to Jacobson in tight for ball one after Sloma worked a walk. So 2 hits, 2 walks already off of Kramer through an inning and a third for the Jaguars. Casey Jacobson, the shortstop, stepping up, and it's going to bring out a visit from the pitching coach for the Dragons.
You know, and I talked about Kramer moving from the full windup to the stretch, and this is the case with me. When I was pitching, I like to pitch off the full windup. That's why sometimes you'll see pitchers do that when the bases are full, because they have that option. You're not holding runners on. You're going, well, you have to, but your focus is at the plate. And sometimes when you switch to that, guys get on base. It's a different motion to the plate, and you're also thinking about, okay, I just let a runner on base. I've got to pay attention to him. I've got to figure out what the sequence is. I've got to throw to the plate. You're thinking about all these different things, and you lose a little bit of concentration. So Kramer, I think that's the right time for the coaching staff to come out and talk with him, say, hey, look, yeah, you've got 1 out in the inning. It's building blocks. Let's get this next batter.
Jacobson with a 1-0 count, 273 average on the year, 17 driven in. Inside corner for a strike. To your point, great response by Kramer. The guys are already on base. You can't do anything about them. You need to focus on the zone in front of you. Albeit not losing sight of the guys on base and keep them from running around as Jaguar base runners have been known to do in the illustrious history. Swung on foul down the right field line. Good swing by Jacobson, just a little tardy.
Especially with the magnitude of this game. It is a win-or-go-home situation. You're in a deep run to the Region 1 semifinals, and you've got to bear down and find a way to win. You know, Carroll's been plagued by injuries. Their pitching staff has, so Kramer is in a tough spot.
1-2 pitch. Swung on, fought off again, out of play. Can we talk about how beautiful this ballpark is?
Oh.
I mean, the interesting thing, a little bit like Quick Trip Park, I think the mound is actual dirt, whereas the home plate area and the entire what we would consider dirt cutout is all artificial surface. But then the warning track is dirt around the outside as well. So a nice combination of natural and artificial surfaces to create a playing surface that's good no matter what happens. Turning, throwing to second. Hill easily back. The 330 down the line to the symmetrically designed ballpark. It's 390 to straightaway center. I was talking with Coach Fuel before the game and about the ballpark. And it's like, well, you know, it's 400 to straightaway center at Dragon Field, but a little higher fence down there at left. And he goes, yeah, Weimer's home run still would have been out. I was like, yeah, I know. Last night, it was a no doubt about it blast to left field. Does not check his swing. Home plate umpire said Jacobson went around. Second strikeout for Kramer. It's a big second out here in the second inning.
And Kramer trusts his curveball with runners on base. That's a sign of a big-time competitor, and he's not afraid to throw that 12-6 drop. Fools the hitter. Good pitch.
In steps the 5'10", 175-pound junior Jamison Hanna, the right fielder. First pitch, swinging, fouls it off. Strike one. Hanna, 289 average, 13 driven in, 10 stolen bases. So even with how good defensively this Carroll Dragon team is, if he puts it into play, not an automatic out at first whatsoever. More than likely, they'd probably go to second to try to get the force on a ball hit back up the box. High and outside, ball one.
That's a good point you make. I mean, the Dragons are always so well disciplined, and you have to be. You're not going to get here without it. And with a guy like Kevin Kramer up there, that I mentioned the injuries that have plagued the staff, you've got to support it. You've got to have sound defense here, especially against the Jaguar hitters.
Inside corner, strike two, 1-2 now the count. This half inning of Jaguar Baseball brought to you in part by Raising Cane's on Main Street in Louisville and FM 407 in Flower Mound. They love to support the Flower Mound Jaguars. Their one love is cook-to-order chicken finger meals, along with unique Raising Cane secret sauce. Lupe Villarreal, the managing partner, gives back to the community because it's the right thing to do. So if you're looking for ways to raise money for your organization, give Lupe a call. Raising Cane's, 2 locations to serve you on Main Street in Louisville and FM 407 in Flower Mound. Deuces wild. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. 2 on here, bottom of the second. Line shot foul down the first base line, and Hanna stays alive. 2-2. Put a couple of nice swings, just can't quite keep them between the white lines right now.
And that's part of the zip that I talked about for Kramer. And that ball coming in, and it looks like it's coming right down the plate and then bends towards you. Hanna trying to turn on it and turned a little bit too much, trying to catch up to it.
Hill on second, Sloma's on first. 2 outs, 2-2 pitch under the knees. Count runs full. Good eye by Hanna at the plate. And, of course, if he can keep this merry-go-round going here in the second, Connor Wanhanen will have a chance to step to the plate with some ducks on the pond.
I was going to say, Jameson's probably going to get a pretty good pitch to hit here because you don't want the lineup to reset if you're Kramer. You want to take care of the batter.
No, it's low and inside. It's ball 4. The bases are loaded for Juan Hanen. Two hits, 3 walks by this very patient Jaguar attack here this afternoon.
I'm sure that was communicated too. And these hitters for Flower Mound are so smart. They know to make the adjustments. They know when to be aggressive and when to be patient. The way that the Dragon starting pitcher's pitching right now, they know they got to be a little bit more patient.
First pitch to Juan Hanen. Outside, ball 1. Home plate umpire Mike Pierce calling a very nice zone here today. Mark Dobb is the first base ump. Rick Asbell is at second. Mark Edwards at third. 4-man crew for this playoff contest. 1-0 swung on down the left field line. Has a chance, and it gets down all the way to the wall. Hill is home. Sloma is home all the way from first. Here comes Hannah. It's a 3-run double for Connor Juan Hanen, and the Jaguars take a 3-0 lead.
I don't know how many times you and I have talked about Connor Juan Hanen hitting in that number 1 spot, and I said maybe sometimes you need to move into 3 just because of the good hitter he is, and you hit it right on the head, Thomas. Put him in that number 1 spot, and that's exactly the situation he walked into here with the bases loaded and a big knock to left field. You couldn't ask for more from such a great hitter like Connor Juan Hanen.
Clutch 2-out at-bats by Hannah, working a full count walk and a 7-pitch at-bat, and then Juan Hanen roping the double down the left field line. First pitch to Skylar Cox misses high, ball 1. With Myers on the mound, the confidence he must have right now knowing he's got a lead in his back pocket when he comes out for the third. Swung on, popped up, shallow center field. Everybody converging, it gets down. It drops. A seeing eye single to center for Cox. Scores Juan Hanen, it's now 4-0.
Just found a home in no man's land out there in shallow center field, and the heads-up base running. Juan Hanen on second. He knows ball's hitting the play with 2 out. I'm taking off all the way. No chance to nab him there. Excellent base running. And this is the Jaguar inning that I think Flower Mound fans were hoping to see. Just that big crushing blow to the pitching staff for Carroll.
I tell you what's also bit the Dragons here in this second inning. All this is happening with 2 outs. That means on any contact, the runners are taken off like they're shot out of a cannon. That allowed Hannah, with his speed, to score from first on the double by Juan Hanen. And with that seeing eye single, if there aren't 2 outs, chances are Juan Hanen had to stay put at second. Instead, with 2 outs, he's already motoring home and scores easily. 1-0 swung on, popped up by Mitch Andrews to second. Gives way to the center fielder, Cole, who makes the catch. What a big second inning as the Jaguars plate the first 4 runs of the contest. It's the first time in this series Flower Mound has scored first. 4 runs, 3 base hits, no errors, 1 man left. Big second inning. We head to the third. Jaguars lead at 4-0 over the Carroll Dragons in this winner go-home Game 3 of the regional semifinals. We continue in a moment here from Dallas Baptist University on Champion Sports Radio.
There's a time and a place for everything.
As you'll see, projections for the next quarter are...
He shoots, he scores! 2 points for team middle management.
The office is not one of them.
Jack, can I see you in my office?
No pouting, it's your ball. Let's see what you got.
But Whirly Ball is. For corporate events, team building, and private parties, Whirly Ball in Hearst and Plano is electric fun. Test your skills on the arcade games. Zip around in your Whirly Bug for a Whirly Ball competition. Or play the most affordable laser tag in the city. Learn more at whirlyball.info.
If you're a basketball parent or coach, you need StatGeek, the simplest way to keep stats ever created. Our easy-to-use iPad app turns anyone into a professional statistician, and all they have to do is simply follow the ball. Produce full and accurate box scores and play-by-play reports. Send accurate stats out to your fans, media, or recruiters. It's sports statistic collection redefined. StatGeek is available right now in the iPad App Store for just $4.99, and there are team fundraising opportunities available as well. On the web at statgeek.com. StatGeek, keep your eye on the ball.
And welcome back here to Patriot Field. Thomas Lee here along with the Dr. Alex Sterling looking through the lens. 4-0 is your score. A big 3-run double by Juan Hanan, RBI single by Cox. Big second inning for the Jags. So out comes Myers for his third inning in the third, facing off against 7, 8, 9 Hale, Ramage, and Davis. And describe the action for you. Here's my partner, Ryan Mueller.
Thank you, Thomas. What an inning it was. The bottom of the second. Hill, Sloma, Jacobson, Hanna, and Juan Hanan all across the plate for Flower Mound. As a ground ball to Jacobson. He is up with it. A clean play, as you would expect from the junior shortstop, and that's the first out.
Sitting is brought to you in part by Syracuse Sausage, the best sausage in Texas. It's sold at every home game. The Mound and Flower Mound, there won't be any more of those this season, as it's already been determined that if Marcus advances as well, and they just took a 4-3 lead in the top of the sixth, that the regional finals will not be a home-and-home situation at Flower Mound and Marcus because the crowds would be too big to handle. So they're going to go to a big ballpark, maybe even back down here. But Syracuse Sausage still delicious to every bite. Jags want to thank Syracuse Sausage for a 5-year partnership, and the good news is the tailgate crew will probably have some Syracuse Sausage out there for some of the games if this lead holds up and the Jaguars advance to the regional finals.
Count is a ball and 2 strikes to Cameron Ramage, the third baseman for the Carroll Dragons. Righty-righty matchup. Here's BJ with the next pitch. The 1-2 on the outside corner. That great location from BJ. And that's his 4th K of the afternoon.
When he's hitting his spots and that slider's nabbing that outside corner running away from right-handed batters, he's nearly unhittable. He absolutely is. And when he's got the change, locating that spot to keep him off balance, they all look the same. I mean, the fastball, it's good, don't get me wrong, 91, nothing wrong with that. But when you combine it with the changeup location and the slider and the way that they all look the same coming out of his hand, that's what makes him a special pitcher.
First pitch, a strike at the knees. To the 9-hole hitter, that is Drew Davis. He'll foul off the second pitch, and it's like we've seen throughout this contest, Myers is ahead in the count, this time 0-2. Full wind-up pitch, leaves it high, and this is slap foul out of play. I mean, I would be opposed to the if Flower Mound and Marcus both advance for this series to come right down here, because as you've already said, Thomas, this is a state-of-the-art ballpark, kept in pristine condition. Here is the 1-2, and a good eye by Davis to hold off. BJ clearly trying to get him to chase there.
Mentioned Marcus took a 4-3 lead as they bat in the top of the 6th. RBIs by Greer, Bernstein, and Wheeler as they're riding Dotson, and now who's been lifted for Pilato.
Strikeout number 5 for B.J. Myers, and another 1-2-3 inning. No runs, hits, errors. Nobody left on base. It's the Jaguars 4, the Dragons nothing. We'll come back, and we'll have the bottom half of the 3rd inning for you here. We continue our playoff action on Champion Sports Radio.
The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention estimates that nearly 4 million brain injuries occur every year due to sports in the U.S. They also estimate that 70% of concussions go unreported. Not identifying concussions early can be devastating, especially if the athlete continues to play with symptoms. Catching hard hits fast is critical, and that's why you need the Shockbox Helmet Impact Sensor. The Shockbox is a small sensor that easily attaches to most football, lacrosse, and hockey helmets and instantly sends a signal to a smartphone on the sidelines when the player has taken a hard hit that puts them at higher risk for injury. The free app receives data from the sensor, displays information about the impact, and even walks the user through a concussion assessment. The app also logs symptom and impact data for future medical use. Visit ShopboxDFW.com to learn more about the Shockbox Impact Alert Sensor and determine if it is the right option for your child. Be warned instantly when a player has experienced a head impact that could result in a concussion. Visit ShockboxDFW.com today. ShockboxDFW.com. And welcome back here to DBU 4-0. The Jaguars with the lead. Dragons no runs, hits, or errors. Jaguars 4 runs, 4 hits, no errors. And Kramer back out there to begin his third full inning of work for Carroll. He'll face off against the middle third of the order. Weimer, Millard, and Hill. Along with Alex Sterling, I'm Thomas Lee. Here's Ryan Mueller.
Well, first pitch, a 67-mile-an-hour changeup from Kevin Kramer. Second pitch, as you see, fouled off the top part of Sean Weimer's bat. In the contest, 0 for 1 in his first plate appearance. And he lifted one to right to end the, lifted one to right not to end the inning. It was Paris who got caught stealing that ended that first for the Jaguars. Nonetheless, 2-1 pitch rather swung on. And it makes it 2-2. Trying to keep the confidence at an all-time high as it should be. The way Flowermount hit in that second inning to grab 4 runs. Chopper to third, and Ramage's throw bounces off the dirt, but a nice pick out by Garrett Hale. And Weimer is retired 5-3 for the first out.
A lot of times first basemen don't get anywhere near the credit they deserve. You think, oh, he just stands over there and catches the ball all the time. But sometimes important plays like that are made. Really impressed with the pick out by Hale to erase the first would-be base runner for the Jags.
Millard pops it up right side. Ranging back is Drew Brown, and he will make the catch. Oh, diving attempt by the right fielder coming in.
Yeah, Davis camped that underneath, and I guess Brown was calling him off, but Davis wasn't budging. And so to avoid the collision, Brown slid like he was sliding into second right by him. Close play. Glad nobody was hurt, but got to like Kramer's tenacity here as he's quickly retired the first 2 in the third.
Changeup clocks at 69, and it hits on the outside part of the plate. And it's strike 1 to Noah Hill. Saw in the first couple of innings Kramer having control problems. Has done better off of the full windup as he is right now. And the 1-1 finds a home in the zone, 1-2. Hill had a hit, a single in the second, and tries to go after another one here, and he will do just that. 2-out base knock for Noah Hill. And he's perfect on the afternoon.
Sometime around the midpoint of district, Hill just started seeing the ball better and started hitting more like himself. That average has just continued to climb, game in and game out. Particularly here in the postseason, of course, he was the hero of Game 2 at LD Bell, putting down an infield single. It was supposed to be a suicide bunt squeeze. Weimer scored. Hill was able to beat it out for a base hit. That provided the lone run of the contest.
Chance for Drew Brown to make a catch in this inning, and he does. That'll do it for the Jaguars here in the bottom of the third. They pick up their 5th hit of the game. No runs cross the plate. no errors, and 1 runner left to board. It's 4-0. Flower Mound over Carroll. We'll head down to the top of the 4th inning. The Region 1 semifinals continue after this on CSR TV.
Stay up on all the latest news about the teams you care about and know when your favorite games are on the air thanks to Champion Sports Radio social media. Either follow @Champion Sports on Twitter or like our Facebook page at facebook.com/championsportsradio, and you will know what time your game starts, who was named Player of the Week, or what your school's alumni are doing in college. That's on Twitter @Champion Sports and facebook.com/championsportsradio. Your home for championship social media.
Hey, what does this word make you think of? Tchaikovsky.
Gesundheit. So what's the word?
No, that is the word.
You lost me.
All right, who's Martha Graham?
She invented the graham cracker. Before her, there was only soda crackers.
Maybe they're not getting enough art. Kids who participate in the arts do better in school and in life. To learn more, visit AmericansForTheArts.org, because all kids should get to appreciate Tchaikovsky's music and Martha Graham's dance. Art. Ask for more. A public service message brought to you by Americans for the Arts and the Ad Council.
Head to the top of the 4th inning. 4-0 your score. Flower Mound on top of Southlake. Carroll here in the 4th. B.J. Myers back out for his 4th inning of work. Face off against the top third of the order, Cole, Kramer, and Brown. And here to describe the balls and strikes for you, my partner, Ryan Mueller.
Thank you, Thomas. Cole will have his second look at the Jaguar starting pitcher, and he'll lift this one down the left field line. Chasing over is the sophomore Skylar Cox, and watch it sail out of play.
So through 3 innings and a pitch now, Myers 34 pitches thrown, 25 for strikes. Doing what he does best. Future Mountaineer, challenging hitters.
Well, he got ahead in the count 1-2 to Eric Cole in the first and struck him out. Now has him no balls and 2 strikes here in the 4th. Left-hander digs back into the box, and here's the pitch. High and outside. Cole won't chase it. Big leg kick for Myers, and this is a ground ball off the bat of Cole. Right to Noah Hill at second base, and he'll collect it, throw on to first, and retire the first hitter of this inning.
This half inning of Jaguar Baseball brought to you in part by D-Bat Louisville, a premier climate-controlled baseball and softball academy with 10 cages and a fully stocked pro shop. Stop by the academy tomorrow with your ticket from today's game and receive 75 free pitches from one of 3 pitching machines. Visit their website, dbatlouisville.com, for more information. That's dbatlouisville.com.
To say B.J. Myers is dialed in is pretty much an understatement right now, as they'll face his counterpart in Kevin Kramer, second hitter in the Dragon lineup, second hitter of this inning. Takes a pitch in tight now, 2-0 the count to Kramer, who ground ball to Tim Millard in the first inning. BJ's next pitch is taken for a strike. That one clocked in at 90. The big right-hander. Working quickly, low and outside, and a hitter's count for Kevin Kramer, 3-1. Dragons trying to muster up some kind of offense here. Trailing 4-0. That pitch right down central. We now have a full count.
I think one of the best adjectives to describe B.J. Myers, he's fearless. It's 3-1. It's fine. I'm going to throw you my pitch. I'm going to come right down the plate, and I want to attack you.
The 3-2 just misses on the inside half of home plate. And just like that, Carroll has their first base runner of the contest.
Courtesy runner is Anthony Martin coming on, the junior, replacing the pitcher Kramer on first base. But as you said, this is the first Dragon to get aboard against BJ. The walk worked by Kramer and now being run for by Martin.
Drew Brown will step in, and this is popped up, lifted well to left field. Ranging back is Cox. He will watch it sail over the wall for a home run. 2-run shot for the right fielder, Drew Brown, and the Dragons are on the board. They cut the lead to 2. It's 4-2 Flower Mound.
Well, that's efficiency right there. Full count walk by the pitcher. First pitch Brown sees. He jumps all over. Hits his second home run of the season and cuts the Jaguar lead in half.
And that's the tough part about baseball. Once you think you're on top of the world, something like that happens. And BJ, the fearless competitor that you talked about that he is, Thomas, it's all about how do you respond from that. He does have one out. Now when the base is clean, we'll face Nick Motley.
Spent a lot of time throughout the playoffs talking about the dead bats and how difficult it is to hit home runs. Well, we've got 2 in 2 games here. Weimer last night and now Brown here.
Curveball beautifully right at the knees for strike 2. 0-2 count to Motley. That ball just carried and carried and carried. No chance for Cox to make a play. May have a chance for Andrews, but no, that'll sail over the backstop, and it'll get out of play. And Motley stays alive. Nick, by the way, the catcher for the Dragons, is 0 for 1. He struck out against BJ there in the second inning. Again, Dragons have cut the lead to 2 on a 2-run shot from Drew Brown here in this top of the 4th inning. Game 3, Region 1 semifinals. And there's BJ with that great curveball. And he'll strike him out. 6K now of the contest for the big right-hander.
No better way to respond after giving up a home run than by striking the next guy out with 4 pitches, all of them in the zone. That's the mentality. Hey, the offense gave you a 4 spot. He's even got another run to play with.
Ball off the bat of Casey is grounded to Casey Jacobson. And Jacobson makes the play to retire the side. Dragons get a couple. They do it on the benefit of 1 base hit. No errors in that half inning. Nobody left on base. Things getting interesting here from Patriot Field. Jaguars still lead it again, 4-2. Come back for more playoff action on Champion Sports Radio.
Are you looking for a way to promote your business or increase exposure? Do you just need more people to know that you're there? Join the Champion Sports Radio team and advertise during these games. In the last 4 years, Champion Sports Radio has broadcast over 600 games to more than 3.5 million listeners. And Champion Sports Radio wants to help you use major high school sports to reach thousands of local fans right in your community. Think about it. Die-hard fans just like you tune in each and every week. giving your business unparalleled access to the community. It's the perfect way for smaller individually owned businesses to cultivate a core clientele or expand their already loyal customer base. To secure your prime commercial spot during the broadcast, contact Thomas Lee at Champion Sports Radio by phone at 972-741-0334. That's 972-741-0334 or online at championsportsradio.com. Champion Sports Radio, your home for championship broadcast.
Halfway through the ball game, Jaguars still lead it, but it's been cut in half. 4-2 is your scores. Carroll with a 2-run home run in the top of the fourth. Jags try to answer back here in the bottom of the fourth inning. It'll be 8-9-1. Jacobson, Hanna, and Juan Hanan to face off against Kramer. And here to describe the actions, Ryan Mueller.
You see Jacobson corkscrew one in to right field, meaning he came inside out with that. And he's now 1 for 2 on the afternoon. And the Jaguars have their first leadoff hitter of the contest reach base.
Congratulations, Casey. Your first hit of the season. He's been hitting the ball hard, just at guys continuously, and finally found a hole through the right side of the infield.
They bring up Jamison Hanna, the 9-hole hitter for the Jags. Reach base in the second, worked a walk. Nice job to be patient on a pitch in the dirt. It was a 3-2 count. The barrage of runs that came for the Jags in that half inning. It's a piece of this one. The count is a ball and a strike.
So Jacobson with his first hit did work a walk earlier in the series, but you know, that's the great thing about this Jaguar lineup. It continuously is a new hero at the plate game in and game out. Whether it's Hill, Sloma, Millard, Jacobson, Hanna, Weimer, Andrews, Cox, Juan Hanan, everybody contributes.
Outside corner for strike two. Safe to say that Casey has not been swinging a hot bat. His defense has been fantastic. But he takes his lead over at first, and here's Kramer again off the stretch. It's popped up sky high into right center field. Calling off Brown is Cole. And center fielder hauls it in. First out in the home half of the fourth inning.
No offense to Ryan Bellamy in left field, but between Cole in center and Brown in right, there's not a lot of room to put the ball out there in the outfield. Those two kids run everything down, make spectacular plays. We've seen the arm of both of them, especially Brown in right field, as he gunned down Juan Hanan trying to score on a would-be sac fly attempt to right field.
Ground ball. Could be two. Flip by Heineman to Davis, and a throw to first in the dirt. Could not pick it out. Hale, and that goes near the bullpen for the Carroll Dragons, and Juan Hanan is safe on second base.
I think that goes down as a fielder's choice. Yeah. 6-4 as Jacobson is retired, and then he advances on the error, the E6 over to second base.
So again, two gone here in the Jaguar fourth inning. Juan Hanan on second base, the big lead. The batter is the sophomore Skylar Cox. And Kramer's first pitch. Low and nearly in the dirt. Cox has had quite of a ball game for the plate. 1 for 1 with a walk, singled in the second and then walked. Got all the way around to third and was stranded there. That all coming in the bottom of the first inning. 1-0 upstairs to Cox.
And that RBI driving in Juan Hanan, too, helped make, instead of a 3-0 lead, it was a 4-0 lead at that point. So a little extra breathing room, but Jaguars, of course, attacking and trying to garner some more insurance.
Losing it is Motley, and Juan Hanan, reads that so well. Gets down to third base. It's all part of that instinctive, the smart mentality around the base pass for Danny Wallace and his Flower Mound Jaguars.
Especially Juan Hanna, the future TCU Horned Frog. He's aggressive, and he's quick. That's a tough combination, for the competition.
A generous strike called by Mike Pierce, our home plate umpire. And the count is 3-1. That won't find the plate. Cox will work a walk. That'll be the fourth walk given up by the Dragons starter Kramer. Runners at the corners for Flower Mound now at 2 out.
Talked all year, heck, we've talked for 9 years broadcasting Flower Mound Jaguar baseball about how in key situations, in key games, the 2-out hit is the most precious of all commodities. That is how Flower Mound scored 4 runs in the second. A 2-out bases clearing double, and then a 2-out RBI single to give them what was a 4-0 lead. So if they can come through here with Andrews, this is a golden opportunity to try to add some insurance and continue to go after Kramer.
Should mention activity in the bullpen for Carroll. Michael Basler getting loose.
Yeah, Basler was the pitcher who came in relief on Thursday night. The lefty, spectacular in his efforts relieving the starter Hale.
Stall tactics here by Kevin Kramer. Again, Juan Hanna on third, Cox at first. At the plate is Mitch Andrews, and he looks at a strike. 1-1 the count. Andrews 1 for 2, singled in the first and then lifted one to Eric Cole in center. There's his third look here at Kramer. Taking off is Cox, swung on. This is popped up. Drew Davis makes the catch at second base, and that ends the Jaguar threat here in the home half of the fourth. In this half inning, no runs across the plate. There was a base hit, 1 error, and 2 runners left on. 4-2 your score. Flower Mound on top of Carroll. We'll head to the top of the fifth. The Dragons come to bat after this on CSR TV.
Many heart conditions can be fixed, but many of us don't know we have a problem until it's too late. On April 2nd, 2009, Zachary Schraw, a 16-year-old sophomore offensive lineman, died of sudden cardiac arrest, the #1 cause of death among student athletes. Like so many SCA victims, Zach had no heart issues, nor did anyone in his family. If Zach had an echocardiogram, he might have been able to avoid suffering a condition that takes 10,000 of our youth each year. In his memory, Living for Zachary was formed to try and prevent SCA from taking the lives of youth everywhere. Join in the fight today and stop the silent killer of SCA by scheduling your young athlete for an echocardiogram, a procedure that can detect any heart issue with 99% accuracy. For more information, visit www.livingforzachary.org. That's living4zachary.org, and let your heart be heard.
And welcome back here to Patriot Field. 4-2 your score. Flower Mound on top of Carroll. Win or go home situation here. Series tied 1 game apiece. Flower Mound winning game 1 6-4. Dragons come back with a 4-2 win last night. So the winner advances to the regional finals, and the loser's season is done. 4 full in the books as we head to the top of the fifth inning. It'll be the 6, 7, and 8 batters in the lineup for the Dragons. Heineman, Hale, Ramage to face off against B.J. Myers out there to begin his 5th full inning of work. I'll hand it off to Ryan Mueller once again.
So B.J. Myers is back to work. As Thomas mentioned, Joe Heineman to lead it off for the Dragons here in the 5th that have did a good job there in the 4th inning, cutting the lead in half with that home run from Drew Brown. And other than that, Myers has had a fantastic ball game. Here's his first pitch. Right down central for strike 1. Heineman struck out swinging to end the second. Try to be the first leadoff hitter to get aboard here. The Dragons have been unable to do that through the first 4 innings of play. Next offering fouled back to the screen, and it's got to give Carroll a little bit of confidence that they're able to get a couple of runs. That's not easy to do against a guy like Myers, and you've talked about this rotation that Flower Mound has throughout the season, Thomas. Somehow, some way, they've got to find chink in the armor, but Myers is looking fantastic ever since giving up that home run. A strikeout to Motley, Casey grounds out, and then Heineman opens the inning with a strikeout, 7th of the afternoon for Myers.
It's a Dragon team that hit .329 on the year, 11 home runs, 183 RBIs coming into this series. And yet, the first inning against Kyle Johnston, if you take that away, they basically had 3 innings that they've put something up in 3 ball games against this Jaguar staff. Each of the 3 aces have had their little blip. Today it's a home run with a man on base for Myers, but 4 runs against Johnson in the first and then nothing after that in game 1. Game 2, it was a 4-run 5th inning for the Dragons off of Seth Jordan. So again, when you get your opportunities against this staff, you have to convert, or else it makes for a nearly impossible task.
It's so important. You would say so important to get the leadoff hitter out, but then again, I mean, so many 2-out rallies that have happened in this series. I don't even know what to say there. But Myers does get Heineman on the strikeout. He'll pitch to Garrett Hale now. The count at the plate is 2-2 for Hale, the first baseman. He is 0 for 1. He grounded out to Jacobson at short. That was in the 3rd. Of course, now we're in the top of the 5th inning, and a close pitch. Our home plate umpire, Mike Pierce, does not give Myers the strike.
I like how Hale tried to turn into it and away from it all at the same time, try to give the impression it came in a little further than it did. Nice play.
You know, they need base runners. Down by 2 runs, and Wanhanen will track this liner to center field. Quickly, 2 out in the Dragon 5th.
This half inning of baseball brought to you by Point of Origin Design, your one-stop shop for all your apparel, promotional, event, or team uniform needs. They offer a wide variety of imprintable and embroidered products. With competitive pricing and quality work, you can't go wrong with Point of Origin Design. Visit pointoforigindesign.com for more information.
Popped up right side, maybe a chance for Weimer. No, he'll watch that get over the fence and out of bounds.
Folks, we have an update and a final from Austin as Midland comes from behind in the 7th and wins game 2 5-4. Walk-off variety over Marcus, forcing a game 3, which will happen here in about 20 or 30 minutes.
So Cameron Ramage, 8-hole hitter, is at the plate now. Quickly, no balls and 2 strikes for Myers.
It was a walk-off 2-run homer, by the way.
Wow.
For Midland.
Pitch in the dirt now makes it 1 ball, 2 strikes. That liner hit to Connor Wanhanen is only the 2nd ball hit in the outfield here in this game. The first one we know is the home run. Ground ball, Noah Hill, and 4-3. Glad I was able to work that one little minute stat into this half inning because Myers was working quickly. No runs, hits, errors, nobody left on base. Another 1-2-3 for the Jaguar starter. 4-2. Flower Mound on top of Carroll. Again, this is the Region 1 semifinals. Glad to bring it to you here this afternoon. Come back to Dallas Baptist University after this on CSR TV.
Stay up on all the latest news about the teams you care about and know when your favorite games are on the air thanks to Champion Sports Radio social media. Either follow @Champion Sports on Twitter or like our Facebook page at facebook.com/ChampionSportsRadio, and you will know what time your game starts, who was named Player of the Week, or what your school's alumni are doing in college. That's on Twitter @Champion Sports and Facebook.com/ChampionSportsRadio. Your home for championship social media.
Are you studying on your own for the SAT or ACT? Follow My Test Answers on Twitter and Facebook for free solutions to official test questions. Got a question of your own? Send a message to My Test Answers and get a response for free. Got more than one question? Don't worry, we'll answer those too. With over a decade of experience in helping students prepare for standardized tests, the experts at My Test Answers will get you the answers you want whenever you need it. My Test Answers, problems solved.
Take me out to the ball game.
At the bottom of the fifth inning, 4-2 is your score. Jaguars on top of the Dragons here in the fifth. They work against the starter Kramer. It'll be middle third of the order. Weimer, Millard, and Hill. And here to describe all the action, let me hand it off one more time here to Ryan Mueller.
Thank you, Thomas. Chopper down the third base line is foul. Off the bat of Sean Weimer, tall frame. Digs in from the right side, 0 for 2. Fly to Brown and right in the first, and then a ground out to the third baseman, Cameron Ramage, in the third. Got to give Kevin Kramer some credit here for hanging tough. That difficult inning in the second, he has managed to stay in the contest and be a workhorse for Larry Hughes.
I'll tell you what's been most impressive, though. Weimer came in the first two games, was 3 for 5 with a homer. I mean, he has been blistering the ball, but today, so far, 0 for 2 against Kramer. He's able to hold down the cleanup hitter for the Jags.
He lifts it to left center field, and that will find the wall. Bellamy and Cole digging it out. It was Cole who finally did. And how about that? Leadoff double for Sean Weimer.
I'm taking full credit for that.
As you should.
Talking about how he's 0 for 2 today and everything. Yeah, okay. Hey, if folks are going to tell me and get on me, send tweets and so forth at Champion Sports if you're so inclined, or go to our Facebook page, Champion Sports Radio, all one word, and talk about how I curse guys when they are doing well. I want a little dap, a little credit whenever a guy steps up and knocks one nearly out of the park. Good swing by Weimer.
So Weimer gets his lead from second base, and Tim Millard is the hitter, and he'll hack at the first one and follow it back to the screen. Yeah, light us up on Twitter and Facebook. Let us know what you think of the 3-0 count. Should you hit or should you not hit? Thomas is for hitting. I am not.
Well, hold on.
Yeah, I knew that was coming.
There's a caveat.
Yeah. It depends on the situation.
Absolutely.
Right? Yeah.
But I'd say at least half the time I'm in favor of it.
Bunt laid down, quickly over. Kramer have to make the play. Is it close? Yeah, he got him. Wow. First base umpire had a good look at it. Does advance the runner, Weimer, from second to third.
Really like the aggressive nature there. Sacrifice bunt, moving the runner from second to third. I like Danny Wallace playing, as he and I affectionately refer to it as Coach Gus ball. Of course, he played for Cliff Gustafson, the legendary coach at the University of Texas. I'm also a Longhorn. Ryan's also a Longhorn, so that's something we all have in common. But manufacturing runs, a big part of baseball. We all believe in it.
Nice catch by Eric Cole. Runner will try to tag, and with no problem crosses the plate. RBI sacrifice fly off the bat of Noah Hill. Weimer scores, and it's now a 5-2 Flower Mound lead.
That's what it's all about right there. He's You get the leadoff double. You sacrifice him over to third. You drive a fly ball to center field that scores a run. That's extra insurance. And now Myers with 3-run lead in his back pocket with only 6 defensive outs left to get for the Jaguars to advance the regional finals.
Time called by Ryan Sloma, who digs in now. Noah Hill, 2 for 2, a pair of singles. Of course, the RBI sacrifice fly. Good afternoon for the 6-hole hitter. First pitch to Sloma is a strike, and Ryan is 0 for 1 with a walk. Did score there in the second part of those 4 runs the Jaguars were able to plate. Fly ball to Drew Brown in right is out number 3 here in the Jaguar 5th. They do get a run on the benefit of 1 base hit. No errors in that half inning. Nobody left on base. Again, Jaguars add to their totals. 5-2 lead over Carroll. We'll come back. Top of the 6th we go here from Patriot Field. Come back after this on CSR TV.
Are you tired of only spending time as a family huddled around the TV? Would you like to enjoy some culture with your loved ones without breaking the bank? Then let me introduce you to the Greater Dallas Youth Orchestra. The GDYO provides music education and performance opportunities for musically talented youth, but this is no kids' concert. The GDYO comprises 7 different ensembles made up of over 425 talented musicians ages 8 to 18, representing more than 50 communities in North Texas. You won't believe how amazing these ensembles sound until you hear it for yourself. So join them for one of their concerts at the Meyerson Symphony Center or Dallas City Performance Hall. For more information on how to make a donation, as well as a listing of upcoming GDYO concerts, visit gdyo.org. And if you know a talented young musician interested in an unbelievable experience, auditions take place in the spring. Connect with the Greater Dallas Youth Orchestra on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, and at gdyo.org.
And welcome back here to Dallas Baptist University. Game 3 of the Region 1 semifinals between the Dragons and the Jaguars. Flower Mound with a 5-2 lead over Carroll. We'll come to bat 9-1-2. It's Davis, Cole, and then Kramer. And 9-1-2. B.J. Myers back to work, and so is Thomas Lee to guide you through the rest of the ballgame. Thomas?
Myers and the Jags 6 outs away from the regional finals. First pitch, high and tight, ball 1 to the 9-hole hitting Drew Davis. Davis struck out swinging, 1 for 5 in the series with a run scored. Myers finds the outside corner and the count 1-1. 10 straight batters retired by Myers to start the contest. Then a full count walk and a 2-run home run on what was a combined 7 pitches. Myers has gone back to work, retiring now 5 in a row and is ahead of Davis with a 1-2 count. BJ gets a sign from Andrews. Full windup, and the offering swung on to shallow left field. Cox ranging in will give way to Wanhanen. 1 out here in the 6th.
Wouldn't expect anything different from the way the outfield works. I mentioned it's now the 3rd ball hit to the outfield, and Wanhanen is the senior as the center fielder needs to take charge in that instance, and he does. Nice call off and a nice catch.
7th inning of baseball brought to you in part by AOS Engineering, a proud sponsor of the Flower Mound Jaguars. As Myers' slider snaps in for strike 1 to the leadoff hitting Eric Cole as the lineup resets for Carroll. AOS is a commercial, mechanical, electrical, and plumbing engineering firm based in Plano. They're registered in multiple states and provide engineering services for multiple types of projects. Give them a call, 214-423-3030, or visit their website, aos-engineering.com, to see how they can help you on your next project. AOS, providing exceptional engineering services without compromising integrity. Cole 3 for 9 in the series, a pair of RBIs, a stolen base, a couple of runs, but 0 for 2 today against Myers. 4.16 average coming in, pacing this potent Dragon attack. Junior asks for time now. Digs back in. Myers is ready. Goes after him with the 0-2. Fouled off third base side. Still a no ball and 2-strike count.
And what Carroll has to avoid here in this inning and the next one is trying to press too much. You know, you try to do too much because you know, hey, I'm down by 3, and you have 5 outs to go. You can't overthink it. You just got to keep your mind fresh and do what you do.
There's a pitch out. 2-2 now the count. I think that one slipped out of Myers' hand. Cole's had a whale of a series, although been held in check as most of the Carroll bats have today against B.J. Myers. Swings at this, went down the left field line, and that's foul. Cole's making B.J. work here. 7th pitch of the at-bat coming.
They're trying to go opposite way with the breaking pitch from Myers. Done that twice here this at-bat. Both have ended up foul.
Here's a 2-2. No time called. So far, we're talking about this with the Flower Mound coaching staff before the ball game. Everybody who won Thursday night lost last night to force game 3s. All over the state. As Cole gets a piece of that one to stay alive. Of course, just told you that Midland, who lost game 1 last night, won game 2, forcing a game 3 in that series. And this is why 3-game series are so important in high school baseball, and I think personally should be mandatory. Get off my soapbox now. This pitch is swung on, well hit to right field. Hanna on his horse, falls in front of the wall. Digging for third is Cole, and he'll be in just ahead of the throw. What a swing, what a play by Eric Cole as he gets a triple with 1 out here in the 6th.
And just a pitch that's left up and flattened out for BJ. And Cole doesn't miss the opportunity. Right on the screws. Couldn't have placed it any better. Much we talk about the Dragons defensively in the outfield. Wanhanen and Hanna both so fleet of foot. Even they couldn't get to it because of how hard the ball was smacked.
The breeze blowing from right field out to center, kind of as you're standing at home plate looking at first, kind of from right to left there. As the ground ball goes to second, Hill will get the out at first. The run will come in and score in Cole. RBI ground out for the pitcher, Kramer. And the lead whittled into a bit. It's now 5-3 Flower Mound.
Yeah, just in case, give the run to get the outs. No chance. No one knew it because as soon as the ball left Kramer's bat, you saw Cole dashing for the plate. It's the right move just to go to first here, and it's a little chin music.
Probably wouldn't mean anything if Brown hadn't bashed the last pitch he saw from Myers over the left field fence. We've also seen the pitch slip out of his hand a couple of times, particularly to that side. I like the stare down, though, coming from Brown, and here comes Danny Wallace out to talk to his starter. I believe that it slipped out of his hands. I think Myers was coming inside on him, but he wasn't intending to come high and tight, especially with 2 outs here in the inning and you're 4 outs away from advancing to the regional finals. Does give us an opportunity to thank another proud sponsor of Jaguar Baseball, Dr. Richard J. Martin, a board-certified oral and maxillofacial surgeon conveniently located in Louisville for over 10 years. Dr. Martin specializes in the removal of wisdom teeth, placement of dental implants, and has an in-office 3D cone beam scanner. He also files most dental insurances, so give his office a call, 972-434-0050, to set up a consultation. Dr. Richard J. Martin, proud sponsor of Jaguar Baseball.
I agree with you, Thomas. Last thing you want to do is put the tying run at the plate by hitting the batter, and BJ definitely does not want to do that. I mean, it's a game 3 situation here. So I think it's safe to say ball slipped out of his hands.
Comes after him. Foul back to the screen. 1-1 the count now to Brown, who is 4 for 8 in the series with 4 RBIs, 2 runs scored, a home run. Kid has been unbelievable for Carroll here in the regional semis. Heck, for his entire career, whether it's football or baseball. And the young man will get to display both of his talents in Nebraska in the same way, playing for Coach Erstadt, the baseball field, and also kicking for the football team. 1-2 pitch for Myers. Brown lays off, count 2-2.
It's such a difficult pitch to lay off of because just how much, not only the drop, but the movement on it as well.
Goes right after him, foul back to the screen. Count remains 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Well, looks so good. Looks like it's coming down the heart of the plate that it just drops off and tails out. If you're a right-handed batter, it tails out off the right side of the plate.
Ground ball to third, backhanded by Millard. Long throw's going to be tough. Great pick out by Weimer. And they retire Brown 5-3. Put a gold star by that one, folks. Huge defensive play from Timmy Millard at the hot corner in the 6th. Dragons strike again. They get a run off of 1 base hit. No errors, nobody left. Looking for a little more insurance. The Jaguars will come to bat here in the bottom of the 6th after these messages, leading Carroll by a score of 5-3. Regional semifinal Game 3 action continues in a moment here on Champion Sports Radio.
There's a time and a place for everything.
As you'll see, projections for the next quarter are...
He shoots, he scores. 2 points for team middle management.
The office is not one of them.
Jack, can I see you in my office?
No pouting. It's your ball. Let's see what you got.
But Whirly Ball is. For corporate events, team building, and private parties, Whirly Ball in Hearst and Plano is electric fun. Test your skills on the arcade games. Zip around in your Whirly Bug for a Whirly Ball competition. Or play the most affordable laser tag in the city. Learn more at whirlyball.info.
If you're a basketball parent or coach, you need StatGeek, the simplest way to keep stats ever created. Our easy-to-use iPad app turns anyone into a professional statistician, and all they have to do is simply follow the ball. Produce full and accurate box scores and play-by-play reports. Send accurate stats out to your fans, media, or recruiters. It's sports statistic collection redefined. StatGeek is available right now in the iPad App Store for just $4.99, and there are team fundraising opportunities available as well. On the web at statgeek.com. StatGeek, keep your eye on the ball.
Jaguars come to bat. It'll be 8-9-1. Jacobson, Hanna, and Connor Wanhanen. So we welcome you back in here to Patriot Field. Dragons get one. RBI ground outs. Cole crosses the plate. They're in the top of the 6th. 5-3 your score. Flower Mound on top. And a new pitcher on the mound for the Dragons. Here to tell you who that is Thomas Lee.
Michael Basler, the senior lefty, was very effective in Game 1 in relief of Hale. He starts off a first pitch outside, ball 1 to Jacobson. We'll give you his numbers on the season. We'll also give you what he did the other night as Jacobson grounds this one to second. Davis up with a quick throw over. And already 1 out here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Basler, a 1-0 record, 1 save coming into the series, a 1.11 ERA. In 8 games before this week, through 12 2/3 innings, surrendering 9 base hits, 2 runs, both earned, 4 walks against 17 strikeouts, has hit 2 batters, and a 1.03 whip. The other night, though, he was even better. 3 2/3 innings, surrendering just 1 base hit, striking out 3, 1 walk, through 59 pitches, 36 for strikes, and kept the Jags off the scoreboard. Like I said, for 3 2/3 innings after they jumped out to that 6-4 lead. Sean Holhouse hitting here for Jamison Hanna, fouls this one off and quickly in an 0-2 hole. Turns on this one, just foul down the third base line. So the count remains 0-2 here. Full House doing a good job of stepping out, taking some time. 5'9", 165-pound junior. Nearly had a home run last night, hit high on the wall in left field. Takes ball there. Make it a 1-2 count with one out here in the bottom of the sixth. Turns on this one, drives it, but foul. Count holds 1-2.
That's such an effective delivery, too, by Michael Basler. Kind of flips it and hides the baseball. Can't really read it until the very last second.
Foul back to the screen, staying alive, 1-2. Had an RBI double. Last night, driving in Noah Hill in the comeback attempt in the 7th inning for the Jaguars. It fell just short. Curve ball, fought off down the right field line. A foot and a half maybe foul. Full House seeing the ball well here. That one's outside, good take. 2 balls and 2 strikes with Connor Wanhanen, the future TCU Horned Frog, waiting in the on-deck circle. Swings at this one, another defensive swing and fouled off. Stay alive. He's making Basler work after coming in here, as the next pitch will be the 9th pitch of the at-bat.
A lot of the pitches off the hand of Basler have. He's going after that outside corner. So Full House has made note of that. It's been a little bit tardy on a couple of them. We'll see if he can turn on one here.
Swings and pops it up, headed back towards us into the stands. Full House stays alive and making the most of the opportunity. 10 pitches will be the total in this at-bat on the next one. Basler kicks and fires. Swung on, driven to shallow left center field, ranging over. No, excuse me, that keeps carrying, and it bounces in for a base hit. Sean Full House now 2 for 2, 2 doubles in the series.
I bet you the outside half of the plate was the focus for Basler. The previous 2 pitches right down the heart of the plate. Full House missed on the first one, the second one on the barrel of the bat, and no chance for Cole to make a play. I do like how quickly he got it back in, keep the speedster Full House at second base.
Lineup resets. Here's Wanhanen. Look back to second. Basler comes home, and that one's under the knees, ball 1. Connor 3 for 10 in the series, but he's driven in 3 runs all here today. Couple stolen bases. He's been very pesky and played, obviously, a great defensive center field when the opportunity arises. There have been a ton of balls hit by the Dragons into the outfield. But being patient here and getting ahead in the count, 2-0. Nice curveball in there, strike 1. This half inning of Jaguar baseball brought to you in part by the Texas Sticks Baseball Club, an organization of select teams with the common goal of player development. The Sticks program is designed to help athletes move on to play collegiate-level baseball through hard work and exposure by playing at the highest level of competitive baseball. Visit TexasSticks.com for more information. That's TexasStix.com, and instead of 3-1, that pitch catches the outside corner. And the count is now 2-2 to Wanhanen.
That's only going to make him more mad. Connor. And the bottom part of the lineup for Flowermont has done a great job of setting the table for him. Getting on base, and he moves him over.
That one's under the knees. The count is now full. Look back to second. Basler fires the payoff pitch. Fouled off by Juan Hanan. 404 average on the year. Now 21 RBIs to jump ahead of Andrews for the team lead. Lefty pitcher, lefty batter. Swung on, ground ball to second. Davis up with it, and a step ahead of Juan Hanan. 4-3 on the ground out. Holthouse moves over to third base. And there are now 2 outs here in the 6th inning.
Davis just makes that look routine, and it was hard hit, got the glove underneath it, stayed in front of it, and he knows they've got to keep this ball game close to have any chance. But the same token, Juan Hanan able to advance the runner, and Flower Mound knows that they need some insurance here.
Visit to the Mound gives us an opportunity to thank another proud sponsor, Jaguar Baseball. Anamia's. Treat yourself to more than 50 menu choices from the classic to the creative Mexican dish. Anamia's is the best Mexican restaurant in Flower Mound and a top Dallas caterer. Conveniently located at 1900 Long Prairie Road, Anamia's is open Sunday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 10 p.m., and on Saturdays until 10:30 p.m. Everybody goes home happy after eating at Anamia's. Looks like we're going to have a pitching change here. The new pitcher is senior right-hander Cooper Westland. And a righty coming on to face Cox here with 2 gone in the 6th. Give you Westland's numbers on the year: a 1-1 record, 2 saves and 2 opportunities, a 2.25 ERA. 9 games pitched coming into today, 9 1/3 innings. He's hurled, surrendering 6 base hits, 4 runs, 3 of them earned, 4 walks against 9 strikeouts, has hit 3 batters, and has a 1.07 whip. So Westland on to face Cox with 2 outs here in the 6th inning. After Basler goes 2/3 of an inning, surrendering the lone base hit to a great at-bat Holthouse.
And this is not an easy situation to walk into. You do have the 2 outs, but you have Holthouse, the runner on third, to worry about. Again, it all goes back to this is the playoffs. We worked hard all season long, all the way back, non-district competition, then even fought off district play. How many times Larry Hughes has gone to deeper into his pitching staff to come into situations just like this.
First pitch from Westland is ball 1 to Cox. Got a runner on third, 2 gone here in the bottom of the 6th. 5-3 the score. Flower Mound on top of Carroll. Turns at this one, lines it right into the glove of Heineman. Effective outing for Westland. 2 pitches, gets the out he needs. That'll do it for the 6th. No runs on a hit, no errors, 1 left. Last chance time for the Dragons. They'll have 4, 5, and 6 in the lineup due up as B.J. Myers comes out to try to close this thing out and send the Jaguars to the regional finals. Game 3 continues in a moment on CSR TV.
Stay up on all the latest news about the teams you care about and know when your favorite games are on the air thanks to Champion Sports Radio social media. Either follow @Champion Sports on Twitter or like our Facebook page at facebook.com/Champion Sports Radio, and you will know what time your game starts, who was named Player of the Week, or what your school's alumni are doing in college. That's on Twitter @Champion Sports and facebook.com/Champion Sports Radio, your home for championship social media.
Hey, what does this word make you think of? Tchaikovsky.
Gesundheit. So what's the word?
No, that is the word.
You lost me.
All right, who's Martha Graham?
She invented the graham cracker. Before her, there was only soda crackers.
Maybe they're not getting enough art. Kids who participate in the arts do better in school and in life. To learn more, visit AmericansForTheArts.org, because all kids should get to appreciate Tchaikovsky's music and Martha Graham's dance. Art. Ask for more. A public service message brought to you by Americans for the Arts and the Ad Council.
Top of the 7th and last chance time for the Carroll Dragons. It's a 5-3 lead for the Jaguars. And then this half inning, 4, 5, and 6. It's Motley, Casey, and Heineman as B.J. Myers tries to go the distance.
First up will be Nick Motley. The junior, 310 average on the year, got a hit in his first plate appearance, but since then has gone 0 for 8 in the series. Motley leading it off, striking out, swinging both times, once in the second, once in the fourth against Myers. First pitch, strike one. This half inning brought to you in part by Rapid Med Urgent Care in Highland Village, a family-owned business delivering the best, most convenient medical care to friends and neighbors. Range of services include primary care to urgent care, immunizations, school and sports physicals, and so much more. Rapid Med is proud to provide the latest in concussion management through its Impact program via the Texas Health Sports Network. Visit rapidmed.com for more information. 1 ball and 1 strike to count. Myers, 2-hitter thus far. Dragons have made the most of those two, plus the walk in the hole, cut off, and Hill tried to make the transfer and lost his footing. I don't think he was going to get Motley anyway. Leadoff single here in the 7th for Carroll.
Good effort, though, by Noah. Like you said, Thomas, I don't think he would have had a chance to get him even with the throw, but either way, you've got to keep that ball in the infield, and Hill shows his range to make the stop.
Alex Johnston, the junior, comes on as the courtesy runner for the catcher, Motley. He's at first base, nobody out. 2-run lead for Flower Mound. Myers' first pitch in there, strike one to the designated hitter, Barry Casey. Bounces it, nice block by Andrews. 1-1 the count. 86 pitches now thrown by Myers. 61 of them for strikes. And I think that thing bounced in and maybe hit Mitch in the upper thigh or whatever, like the umpire, quote-unquote, cleaning off the plate. There's no dirt there to knock off, but still trying to give the Jaguar catcher a chance to catch his breath. Swung on, ground ball through the right side of the infield, base hit. Never say die, Dragons attacking here in the top of the 7th. Tying run is at first. Potential go-ahead run stepping to the plate.
And you can't get rattled here in this situation, Thomas. And I'm not just talking about B.J. Myers. I'm talking about the rest of the guys, rest of the 9 guys here on the diamond. I realize you give up back-to-back base hits, but you still have the 2-run lead. In a situation like this, sometimes you can press a little bit more than you usually do. So stay calm, cool, and collected. BJ's done a nice job of, he's got the home run in the 4th, but he came back to strike out Motley and get Casey to ground out. Gave up the RBI ground out that scored Cole in the 6th and then got Brown to ground out. So he's responded well to the 2 blips that he's had in this game. I think you turn back to that example and say, look, it's 1st and 2nd. We've got a 2-run lead. All you got to do is get the next 3. Done.
Pesky Heineman, who is 0 for 7 in the series, but pitched to Jim. Bunt, third base side, foul on the first pitch he sees.
I know I say that it's a lot easier said than done to get to the next 3 in a row, but baseball is all about the positives. You have a negative mentality, it's like quicksand. You just keep digging yourself deeper and deeper and deeper. No, you've got to focus on, okay, what do I have? And right now, Myers has got to focus on the plate.
On the outside corner, strike 2. Will Larry Hughes, one of the best high school baseball coaches on the planet, what will he do here with a 2-strike count? Nobody out. Potential tying run at first. Myers comes after him. Bunt foul. That's strike 3. That's a strikeout. 8 Ks in the game for Myers. First out in the 7th.
I understand it because Hughes is no stranger to the small ball. His team 1 through 9, very disciplined and can lay down a bunt at any time when he's asked. And he wanted to catch the Jaguar defense off guard there and maybe try to load the bases. Either way, Myers gets that first key out.
Swung on, back to the screen, fouled off. Garrett Hale, who is 1 for 7 in the series. His lone hit coming in the first inning on Thursday night against Johnston. 0 for his last 6 now is Hale as he steps up with 2 men on and 1 out here in the top of the 7th. Outside, 1-1. This half inning of baseball brought to you in part by Kohl's. You can expect great things from Kohl's and the Kohl's Cares Community Volunteer Program. Kohl's, a proud 5-year sponsor of Jaguar baseball.
I said earlier, with that bunt, try to load the bases. Obviously, the goal was to get the runners at first and second to second and third. Even with second and third at 1 out, that looks pretty good. But if you can catch the defense off guard, lay down a bunt, and get all 3 on base with nobody out, all the better. But Myers did a nice job in that at bat.
Swing and a miss. A 1-2 count.
And BJ kind of slowing things down a little bit. You get more nervous you get, the faster you go, the faster you try to work. All of a sudden, here comes cat and mouse. No, BJ knows he's the man in control out there. He's been calm.
Ground ball left side of the infield. Myers bare hands it, no chance for a throw. All hands are safe after the infield single. Bases loaded for the Dragons.
They just try to find a hole where nobody's at. That's tough luck for B.J. Myers. I mean, that was slowly hit, perfectly placed, where he had to go over, and a nice bare hand, but even with the bare hand and the turn to first base, I don't think he had enough to get Garrett Hale. I mentioned no man's land, Thomas, because as a pitcher, the ball gets hit somewhere between the pitcher's mound and third base. The first thing you're doing is looking at where the third baseman is. Is Millard charging? Do I have to go get it? And then you've got to make that decision quicker. And Myers was late.
Anthony Martin steps to the plate to pitch hit the junior from the right side. Bases loaded. First pitch swung on, foul back to the screen. 89-mile-an-hour fastball from B.J. Myers.
I think you and I both know that Carroll wasn't going to go away quietly. We've been in this situation too many times, and Farmount's trying to bear down.
Slider misses inside, ball 1. Martin, .329 average, a home run, 13 driven in on the year. Not a bad guy to pluck off the bench. On the outside corner. Great location by Myers. Johnston on third. Casey's on second. Hale's on first. Fought off again. Actually, Cody Mask has come in as the pinch runner for Casey on second base, the potential tying run. One-two. Swung on. Back up through the box. Base hit. Johnston is home. The throw from Wanhanen perfectly done. Only one run. RBI single by Martin. It's a 5-4 ball game. Bases still loaded, one out here in the seventh.
And third base coach holding up the stop sign. Originally was waving around Mask, but then knows the arm of Connor Wanhanen out in center field. And Wanhanen, as usual, throws a bullet to the plate. Would have nabbed him.
Wouldn't expect anything less in this semifinal series between these two proud programs. Swing and a miss. Strike one from Myers to Drew Davis, who's 1 for 6 in the series with a run scored. Downstairs, 1-1.
I think with every swing Drew Davis comes with, it's going to be to hit it to the outfield. He's trying to hit the ball as hard as he can, especially with the one out. You don't want the chance for the double play. If you hit it hard enough and deep enough, get the runner to tag. I think that's the mentality because, and no offense to Drew Davis, but Eric Cole is waiting on deck.
Tries to bunt. Can't catch up to it. It's 1-2. I like your thought process, partner. Bring in a run, sacrifice that out, and then bring up your best hitter in Cole at a tie ball game. But right now, Jaguars still lead by a run, 5-4. High and tight to ball. They're going to appeal and say that Davis did not go around. Raucous atmosphere on the campus of DBU. Mask on third, Hale on second, Martin on first. Swung on to left field. It gets down for a base hit. Hanna comes up throwing. Darren Arnold comes up throwing and left. And we're tied at 5 thanks to the RBI single by Drew Davis.
Pitch coming in inside, and that was nearly at the hands of Drew Davis. That's how much movement was on that pitch. Looked like coming straight down the middle. It went right off the hands and just kept spinning and spinning and spinning and found a home in front of Darren Arnold. Wow, what a piece of hitting. A gutty effort by Drew Davis.
Through 6 innings, 3 Dragons reach base. A walk by Kramer, home run by Brown, a triple by Cole. That is it. In the 7th, 5 base hits in 6 batters, as the Dragons have gone station to station with 5 singles to tie the ball game here in the top of the 7th. And they still have the bases loaded with only 1 out. We will have the bottom of the 7th now, and it'll be 3, 4, and 5 for the Jaguars, who have been fantastic about responding to the opposition putting up runs the entire postseason. Danny Wallace with a conversation with his infield and words of encouragement. The important thing now is to get out of this inning without any further damage.
That's what has made this series so much fun, Thomas, is both of these teams with the never say die attitude. They're storied programs in high school baseball, And you couldn't ask for anything better than this. And I think that's the right time for Coach Wallace to come out and talk with B.J. Myers, because Eric Cole, as you said, is one of the best hitters in the Metroplex. You've got to be careful.
First pitch to Cole, outside corner, strike one. 4 for 10 in the series. 3 runs scored, 2 RBIs, and a stolen base in the big triple last inning. On an 8-pitch at bat. Swung on, fouled off, and Myers quickly ahead in the count, 0-2 on Cole. Infield playing in for the Jaguars. Well, I say that, corner infield playing in, middle infielders playing halfway in between in and normal depth. Swung on, left field, base hit. Hale comes in and scores. Throw the plate, not in time. Martin scores. It's a 2-run single for Eric Cole. The Dragons take their first lead of the afternoon.
That's the pitch he wanted. Fastball right down the heart of the plate. Just wasn't low enough for Myers to get it kind of at the knees where you freeze the hitter. Cole was not frozen. He saw his pitch, he attacked it, and brought home 2 runs.
That'll be the end of the day for Myers. Pitched so brilliantly through 6 innings. Gave up 6 hits in the 7th. Seven to 5, Carroll leads with a 4-run top of the 7th. There's still only 1 out. Sean Weimer will come on to pitch.
It's such a great afternoon, too, for Myers up until the 7th inning. And tip your cap for the Dragons and their rally. You got to get guys on base and move them over, and they found a way to answer the call against, BJ is such a great pitcher, especially coming out the district. The Flower Mound's in, and they just found some way to get to him. Unbelievable.
Parker Scott will come into play first base for Weimer. So Weimer on to try to get the Jaguars out of the 7th. Weimer's numbers on the year: 3-1 record, a 1.99 ERA, 9 games pitched this season. In 24 2/3, has surrendered 13 base hits, 11 runs, 7 earned, 12 walks against 39 strikeouts, has hit 5 batters. Remember, he had 7 innings of no-hit ball spread over 2 outings in district play against Denton Ryan. Love a double play ball here to get out of the 7th. First pitch in there, strike 1.
And to do that, to accomplish that, Weimer's got to keep the ball in the lower half of the zone. Give your defense a chance to help you get that twin killing you need.
Bounces in. Nice block by Andrews. 1-1 the count to Kramer.
And it does call for Mitch Andrews. If that is the approach, Thomas, if Weimer's going to put those balls at the knees, if he's going to keep it low, some of those may end up in the dirt, and Mitch going to do his best job defensively.
Swung on, to Hill. To second for one, the relay to first. Not in time. Kramer beats it out. Fielder's choice 4-6. Cole is retired. Davis advances to third. Kramer's aboard on first, and Drew Brown will step to the plate, the 9th Dragon, to come up to bat here in the 7th inning.
The ball just seemed like it took forever to get into Noah Hill's glove. Once he got it, nice little flip toss, but the speedster and Kramer, give him the credit, dashing down the line and crossing the bag.
Parker Scott playing behind the runner at first, and Andrews wanted to throw over. After the pitch, the ball came home. Mitch instructing him, hey, be over there. I want to see if I can pick this guy off and get us out of this inning. Nice bounce in. Great block again by Andrews. Runners at the corners. 2 outs. Two-0 count to Brown. He's swinging, fouls this one back up and out of play. And count is now 2-1. Darren Arnold in left. Connor Wanhanen in center. Jamison Hanna over in right. Playing straight away against the pesky Brown. 4 for 10 in the series, including a 2-run home run today. Pitch is high. Hitters count 3-1. Tim Millard at third, the shortstop Casey Jacobson. Noah Hill is at second. Parker Scott at first. Mitch Andrews behind the plate, and on the mound, Sean Weimer for the Jaguars. Just got a piece to foul it off. It's a full count to Brown.
As Sean decides to go fastball there, and I don't blame him. You go right after the hitter, try to be too cute with it, throw a breaking pitch. You have more control with a fastball. He threw it right down the middle.
Payoff pitch to Brown. Outside ball 4. Second walk of the afternoon for Dragon batters. Bases loaded once again. And Nick Motley will step back up. Led off the inning with a single. Courtesy runner Alex Johnston came around to score the first of what is a 4-run 7th inning for the Carroll Dragons. Davis on third. Kramer on second. First pitch, big rip, strike 1, fouled off. And Brown on first. Again, as we look to the bottom of the 7th, it'll be 3, 4, and 5. Andrews, Weimer, and Millard due up for the Jaguars. As they trail by 2. Big rip, fouled off again. Count nothing and 2 and a 90-mile-an-hour fastball by Sean Weimer. Weimer fast, curve, slider, and change in his arsenal. Oh, 0-2 pitch. Outside corner, strike 3. First strikeout for Weimer. They'll close the book finally on the 7th inning. But not before the Dragons plate 4 runs on 6 base hits, no errors, and they left them loaded. Season comes down to this for Flower Mound. They trail by 2. We come back for the bottom of the 7th. Carroll 7, Flower Mound 5. We head to the bottom of the 7th in Game 3. The regional semifinals next on Champion Sports Radio.
Do you need a boost in exposure? Want to reach local, community-minded folks with information about your business? Join the Champion Sports Radio team and advertise during these games. In the last 4 years, Champion Sports Radio has broadcast over 600 games for more than 3.5 million listeners. And Champion Sports Radio wants to help you use major high school sports to reach thousands of local fans right in your community. It's also a way for your business to give back to the community by helping all these well-deserving student-athletes get some recognition for their accomplishments. The cost simply can't be beat for the effect it will have. You get a lot of bang for your buck, and best of all, it provides an opportunity for the best advertisement of all, word of mouth. To secure your prime commercial spot during the broadcast, contact Thomas Lee at Champion Sports Radio by phone at 972-741-0334. That's 972-741-0334 or online at championsportsradio.com. Champion Sports Radio, your home for championship broadcast.
And welcome back here to Dallas Baptist University. Game 3 of the Region 1 semifinals between the Jaguars and the Dragons. What can you say about Carroll? They came back with 4 runs. In the top of the 7th, they take the lead 7-5, and it's now last chance time for Flower Mound. Due up in this half inning, it's 3, 4, and 5. Andrews, Weimer, and Millard. Cooper Westland is out for perhaps his first full inning of work. And here to describe the action for you, here's Thomas Lee.
First pitch in there, strike one. Andrews, 2 for 8 in the series. Pitch misses inside. The Dragon faithful are reacting and roaring with every pitch. Jaguar fans trying to make some noise to encourage the team. The pitch misses low and outside. A very interesting delivery for Cooper Westland. After the 2-1 pitch, I'm going to have Ryan Mueller explain it to you. Swung on, just missed. A roper down the left field line, just foul. The count is 2-2.
Well, it's not your typical overhanded pitcher. And you and I always talk about the overhanded pitcher will reach back and touch that wall, come over the top, and fire. Well, it's different for Cooper Westland. He's got that sidearm delivery, and it's very deceptive because along with the sidearm, you have the flip. It's hard to read as a hitter.
Low and inside, count is full. If Pete Nielsen was here right now, he would be saying one thing. Base runners, base runners, base runners. That's what the Jags need. 3-ball, 2-strike pitch here to Andrews to lead off the 7th. It's low and outside. He works a walk. 5th walk worked by the Jag hitters this afternoon. And Paris is on again to run for Andrews at first.
Just a good eye, and it all goes back to that deceptive form that Westland brings to the plate, and had enough time to assess that pitch, realize it was going outside the zone, and everything magnified. Andrews with a nice walk.
Pitcher Sean Weimer steps in, roped a double in the 5th. Takes the first pitch inside corner, strike one. 4 for 8 in the series is Weimer. A home run, a double, couple of runs scored. Off speed behind Weimer for ball one. Don't think that was a message pitch. Think that one slipped out of his hand too.
Nice job by Motley to put that mid up there behind the helmet of the batter Weimer. Make the catch.
Inside corner, strike two. 1-2 count now to Sean Weimer.
Of course, after the erratic pitch, he comes right back with a perfect one right down the middle.
Paris on first. Nobody out, bottom of the 7th. Low and outside. Count evens 2-2.
Love seeing this from Flower Mound, Thomas, being very patient at the plate. Let the pitch come to you.
Swung on through the right side of the infield. It's going to be a base hit. Weimer does it. Stop sign thrown up for Paris. He stays at second. What a great little dribbler off the bat of Weimer. Jammed inside. He fought off the pitch from Westland. Runners at first and second now with nobody out in the bottom of the 7th.
And to finish my point about Flower Mound being patient, I tell you, it's one of the things that really burns me up when I see it at the major leagues or the collegiate level where you're in this situation, you're batting, you're down by 2, and you go up hacking. There's no reason for you to do that. Wait for your pitch. Wait for it to come to you. Give yourself a chance and make the pitcher pitch to you. Flower Mound's doing that here in the 7th to give them a chance.
Bailey Champagne will come on as the courtesy runner. Perhaps. Nope. It's going to be Shimankevich. Shimmy on as the courtesy runner for Weimer, the pitcher, on first base. I like the call going with the senior there over at first base. So here's the situation. Paris on second, Shimmy on first. Shimankevich would be the tying run if the Jaguars can get him home. And Tim Millard's going to step up. Like the Dragon hitters in the top half of the inning, he's due. First pitch low and outside, ball 1. This half inning of Jaguar baseball brought to you in part by Flower Mound Chiropractic from the office of Dr. Nick Ponomarenko. Proud sponsor of Jaguar baseball. The office is just behind right center field at 3121 Cross Timbers Road, Suite 100. And he is accepting new patients and all forms of insurance. Visit their website at flowermoundchiropractic.com or call 972-539-2323. Flower Mound Chiropractic and the office of Dr. Nick Ponomarenko. Proud Jaguar sponsor. Larry Hughes wanting to come out and talk to his team after a 2-0 count to Millard at the plate. And what a great opportunity here for Timmy. He's going to play his college ball right here on this field. What a great opportunity to make the first of what I'm sure will be many memories if he can come through with a big base knock here in the bottom of the 7th with the Jaguars trailing the Dragons 7-5.
Yeah, this is about as big as it gets right now for Tim Millard, and he knows what he has to do, and I just love that. Making Westland work so you see your pitch, and he's working for a couple of balls. I didn't see anybody warming up in the Carroll bullpen, so I'm sure if Coach Hughes is just content to let Westland ride it out.
Third game of a 3-game series. They've had some injuries on their pitching staff. I'm not sure who they even have left to come in.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Paris on second, Shimankevich on first. 2-0 count to Millard. Outside on the edge of the plate, strike 1. Two-one pitch. Swung on, slow roller, too short. Underhand toss to second for 1. The relay to first. Not in time as it comes out of the glove. Coming in from third to score is Paris. And Millard slides into second. Fielder's choice, 6-4. Paris comes home on the error. Shimmy is out, but Millard makes it around to second base. So the potential tying run in scoring position in Tim Millard, and Noah Hill steps to the plate.
A heads-up base running, too, by Paris, because that throw came over to Garrett Hale. It kind of bobbled around in his glove and then bounced off his fingers and out. You got to be ready for anything in this game, and perfect execution base running wise for the Jags.
Bailey Champagne will come on as a pinch runner from Millard. So here's the situation. One out here in the bottom of the 7th. Jaguars have one run across. They trail Carroll 7-6. Champagne running for Millard on second. Noah Hill stepping to the plate. It's been red hot in this series. 5 for 7, 3 RBIs, 2 runs scored, including 2 for 3 today. Takes the first pitch for strike one. Hill, the 5'9", 175-pound junior. The hopes and dreams of the Jaguar Nation on his shoulders right now. Oh, 1 from Westland, fought off, foul down the right field line, strike 2. Both of his singles today have come being down in the count at 1 and 2 in the second and the third innings, respectively, against starter Kevin Kramer. Oh, 2 pitch. Swung on, fought off, staying alive.
A nice lead over there, too, at second base for Bailey Champagne. He's locked into every pitch. That run just being so important. Paying close attention to Danny Wallace over at third. This is the time where you got to stay disciplined.
0-2 again. Swung on through the right side of the infield. It's a base hit. Stop sign is up for Champagne because of the cannon that Drew Brown has. But the inning stays alive with a 1-out single by Hill. Runners at the corners now. Champagne at third. Hill's at first. And the designated hitter Ryan Sloma is going to step to the plate with an opportunity to possibly tie the ball game even without the benefit of a base hit.
A nice level swing by Noah Hill as well as that pitch came right down the heart of the plate. He just really centers that bat. Got great bat speed as well, and there was just no chance. Davis with a nice effort nearly went off the top part of his glove. Danny Wallace, as you said, Thomas, smartly holds the runner because of the great arm in right field.
And now the courtesy runner, Chad Paris, can enter the ballgame as a pinch runner for Noah Hill at first base. And that right there, folks, is the potential winning run. First things first, though, Jags need to tie it up by bringing Champagne home from third. But Paris now running for Hill on second. The fastest Jaguar on the team. Bunt, Sloma, first base side, underhand toss. No, he's safe! He got under the tag! Bailey Champagne beats it out! Danny Wallace, 2 fist pumps in the air at the third base side as he works the suicide squeeze again to tie this game 3 at 7 in the bottom of the 7th inning.
Talk about guts. For Sloma to have to lay that bunt down. And it couldn't have worked out any better as Westland charging in. There's just no chance for Motley to transition. The throw was a little high. I think by that point, once he had made the grab and started to turn, Champagne was already crossing the plate. Heck of an effort, too, in a tough situation by Sloma.
Up steps Jacobson taking off for second, sliding in. Paris is safe. The speedster does it again, swipes third. Just ahead of the throw, great effort by Motley. But he just couldn't catch up to the blazing speed of Chad Paris, stealing third base. And now Jacobson just needs to drive the ball to the outfield. A sacrifice fly would win it and send the Jaguars to the regional finals. Sloma on first, Paris on third. And I think Coach Wallace is going to the lineup card. There's not a lot left that he can send out there. But he will send in Ryan Schneider to run for Sloma on first to make sure that a double play doesn't keep the Jaguars from scoring the potential winning run. Jacobson ahead in the count 1-0. The wave and the roller coaster of emotions in the seventh. Unbelievable here at Patriot Field.
Electric atmosphere, to say the least, Thomas, and Flower Mound so much credit. After the disastrous top of the seventh, they've come right back here in the bottom half to compete.
Squaring to bunt, it's inside. Taking off for second is Schneider. Pitch high and tight, 2-0 as Jacobson was content to slap down another bunt. Casey Jacobson at the plate. 1 for 3 today, singled in the fourth. Champagne coming home to score, tied the game. Paris is on third, Schneider's on second. Infield in, bringing up Jacobson's batting average, a couple hundred points right now. In outfield playing shallow as well. Got a piece as he fouled it off, I think. Maybe not, swing and miss.
Nick Motley turned around looking where that ball bounced off the backstop, and it never got there. Well, this is a big-time situation for Casey Jacobson. You talked about getting that first hit of the series in the fourth. This is a great opportunity right here in the seventh.
2-1 swung on, popped up, fading out of play, and foul into the stands. 2 balls and 2 strikes to count. Still just 1 out here in the bottom of the seventh. Jaguars already plating 2 in this frame to tie it at 7. This is what makes baseball so wonderful. The clock is not going to run out on either of these two teams as they will each have their full complements of outs to work with. The Jaguars could use a productive out here from Casey Jacobson. If he can bring home Paris, the Jaguars win the game in the series. Westland comes set. Outside, full count.
You see everybody in. That's what Danny Wallace has done to the Carroll defense. How choosy he's been, how gutty he's been, bringing home that run. Champagne crossed.
Payoff pitch, outside, ball 4, bases loaded. Good at bat by Jacobson to keep things going here in the seventh.
A borderline pitch, and you do have the full count, but the 2 strikes, and Jacobson took a long look at it. Great effort, great patience shown by the 8-hole hitter.
Conversation now between the Carroll coaching staff and the home plate umpire. Jamison Hanna is set to step in with one out and the bases juice full of Jags. Jaguar student section reminding Westland that he just walked Casey Jacobson to load the bases. See what Danny Wallace has up his sleeve here. Bases loaded, one out. Tie game. Outside, ball one. Swings, fouls it off first base side. Strike one.
Yeah, and Westland needed a strike there. And the base is loaded. Enough to weigh on you, but gosh, you got to worry about throwing strikes, getting the ball over the plate.
Outside, ball two. A walk works as good as anything else right here.
Now, this is not your average inning for Cooper Westland. You can't walk a run in and say, oh, we'll make it up later.
Dragon fans livid. 3-1 now the count. Bases loaded. 3-1 count to Jamison Hanna. Outside, ball four! Jags win! A walk-off RBI walk for Jamison Hanna. And he is being dogpiled right now on the field. The Jags do it. They complete the comeback. In the seventh, 3 runs come across. On 3 base hits, no errors. Jags still had him loaded with 1 out when Jamison Hanna walks, bringing in Chad Paris. And for the first time since 2008, the Flower Mound Jaguars are headed to the regional finals.
And you and I have been calling Flower Mound baseball for a long, long time. And how many times have we seen Carroll defeat and shock the Flower Mound Jaguars? And you hated to think about it after the 4 runs scored in the 7th. Oh, here we go again. The Dragons just going to steal it. But tip your cap to Danny Wallace, because he could not have coached the 7th inning any better, especially with the suicide squeeze.
What a ball game, what a series. Congratulations to the Carroll Dragons. Phenomenal team, phenomenal coaching staff, great young men. And they gave us one heck of a season. But the Jaguars' journey continues. To the regional finals they go. Final score 8-7. A 3-run bottom of the 7th for the come-from-behind victory. Step aside for a break. When we come back, run down to the field, talk with Danny Wallace, the head coach of the Jags. Final stats, all that more. We continue in a moment here from Dallas Baptist University. Patriot Field decided this Game 3. And the Flower Mound Jaguars eliminate the Carroll Dragons 8-7. Postseason baseball continues in a moment on CSR TV.
This broadcast is under the direction and is copywritten by Champion Sports Radio. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or use of the audio stream, and any and all other use of the accounts of this broadcast without the direct written consent and permission of Champion Sports Radio is strictly prohibited. All rights are reserved by Champion Sports Radio and ChampionSportsRadio.com. This is a presentation of Champion Sports Radio, your home for championship broadcasts.
There's a time and a place for everything.
As you'll see, projections for the next quarter are...
He shoots, he scores! 2 points for team middle management.
The office is not one of them.
Jack, can I see you in my office?
No pouting, it's your ball. Let's see what you got.
But Whirly Ball is. For corporate events, team building, and private parties, Whirly Ball in Hearst and Plano is electric fun. Test your skills on the arcade games. Zip around in your Whirly Bug for a Whirly Ball competition. Or play the most affordable laser tag in the city. Learn more at whirlyball.info.
Are you studying on your own for the SAT or ACT? Follow My Test Answers on Twitter and Facebook for free solutions to official test questions. Got a question of your own? Send a message to My Test Answers and get a response for free. Got more than one question? Don't worry, we'll answer those too. With over a decade of experience in helping students prepare for standardized tests, the experts at My Test Answers will get you the answers you want whenever you need it. My Test Answers, problems solved.
Many heart conditions can be fixed, but many of us don't know we have a problem until it's too late. On April 2, 2009, Zachary Schraw, a 16-year-old sophomore offensive lineman, died of sudden cardiac arrest, the #1 cause of death among student athletes. Like so many SCA victims, Zach had no heart issues, nor did anyone in his family. If Zach had an echocardiogram, he might have been able to avoid suffering a condition that takes 10,000 of our youth each year. In his memory, Living for Zachary was formed to try and prevent SCA from taking the lives of youth everywhere. Join in the fight today and stop the silent killer of SCA by scheduling your young athlete for an echocardiogram, a procedure that can detect any heart issue with 99% accuracy. For more information, visit www.livingforzachary.org. That's living4zachary.org and let your heart be heard.
Are you tired of only spending time as a family huddled around the TV? Would you like to enjoy some culture with your loved ones without breaking the bank? Then let me introduce you to the Greater Dallas Youth Orchestra. The GDYO provides music education and performance opportunities for musically talented youth, but this is no kids' concert. The GDYO comprises 7 different ensembles made up of over 425 talented musicians ages 8 to 18, representing more than 50 communities in North Texas. You won't believe how amazing these ensembles sound until you hear it for yourself. So join them for one of their concerts at the Meyerson Symphony Center or Dallas City Performance Hall. For more information on how to make a donation, as well as a listing of upcoming GDYO concerts, visit gdyo.org. And if you know a talented young musician interested in an unbelievable experience, auditions take place in the spring. Connect with the Greater Dallas Youth Orchestra on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, and at gdyo.org.
Welcome back down here to the field. Thomas Lee with the victorious Danny Wallace. Jaguars come back in dramatic fashion to win at 8-7 here in Game 3 this afternoon. Walk us through what was going through your mind in the 7th.
Well, I stayed with BJ too long, but I trust him, and he you know, in hindsight, obviously I messed that up. And then we get in the bottom of the inning, and I'm going to go back to Friday night at LD Bell. They don't want to give in, and we went out there and just started poking away at it, and I know we didn't really have any big hit in the inning, but we had hits, and then I just decided at the point where we needed to the squeeze would get us even. I just figured let's just do it and quit trying to wait for something, and let's just make something happen. And I mean, we bunt every day for 15 minutes. I just, I said, well, either this is going to work or it's not. And we had a little sophomore up that runs real well, and that's all. We brought him up, and he got a great jump, and it's a close play, but he was in there, and and then their pitcher lost a little bit of the zone a little bit, and it's a great feeling.
Through 6 innings, it looked kind of academic with the way you guys were swinging so well against their starter who played a phenomenal ball game. But BJ was just magical. I mean, 3 base runners in 6 innings. Normally when you get that kind of an effort, you just stamp it in the 7th and you keep on going. But that's how great this Carroll offense is, isn't it?
It is. And, and I sent him out there, and we didn't even warm anybody up because we knew that there had only been one hit and the 3 base runners that you talked about. And and Sean is our next best arm, and he'd been playing first base for 6 innings, and I felt like, I didn't know that he would be able to come in and do any better job than even a tired BJ. And there's great tradition at South Lake Carroll with Coach Hughes, and I knew they were going to compete, and they really, really did. And fortunately, Sean did come in and got 2 outs and kept it at 7-5, and then our kids found a way.
Is this what Bite is all about?
This is it. It's toughness. It's what it is. It's believing in each other, and the T is for being tough, emotionally, physically, whatever you got to be. I know Bailey got cut up on the slide at home, and that's what it's about. Trying to be excellent, and that's what it stands for.
For fans, for broadcasters, it was a whale of a series. High drama, almost pitch in and pitch out. That's 4 weeks of this, Coach. You guys have been in drama-filled games over and over again. How much more do you guys have left in the tank?
I hope 4 more wins. We'll battle a great team next week, whoever it is. I know they're in Game 3 right now. And, our district prepares us for this because we do this every night. And we've had to win 4 times now, and we've won all 4 of them. So it's never a matter of nerves. It just comes down to a play here or a play there, and we got the last play.
I can't even imagine what the emotions are like in the dugout. The dog pile on the field showed us a little bit into that. This team really loves each other, doesn't it?
Yeah, they do. They've at the beginning and the middle of the year, we were not as close as we needed to be, and they now play for one another. There's no doubt about that. And they're seeking the same prize, and we're getting close.
You can smell it now to the Elite 8 in Class 5A.
When you get to say we play this week for a trip to state, there's nothing else to say at that point, and now they know that.
Congratulations, Coach. It's been a great year, and the best part is it continues on next week.
Amen. Thank you.
That's Danny Wallace, the head coach of the Jaguars. 8-7 the final here. We'll come back and wrap things up after these messages on Champion Sports Radio and CSR TV.
There's a time and a place for everything.
As you'll see, projections for the next quarter are...
He shoots, he scores! 2 points for team middle management.
The office is not one of them.
Jack, can I see you in my office?
No pouting, it's your ball. Let's see what you got.
But Whirly Ball is. For corporate events, team building, and private parties, Whirly Ball in Hearst and Plano is electric fun. Test your skills on the arcade games. Zip around in your Whirly Bug for a Whirly Ball competition. Or play the most affordable laser tag in the city. Learn more at whirlyball.info.
The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention estimates that nearly 4 million brain injuries occur every year due to sports in the U.S. They also estimate that 70% of concussions go unreported. Not identifying concussions early can be devastating, especially if the athlete continues to play with symptoms. Catching hard hits fast is critical, and that's why you need the Shockbox Helmet Impact Sensor. The Shockbox is a small sensor that easily attaches to most football, lacrosse, and hockey helmets and instantly sends a signal to a smartphone on the sidelines when the player has taken a hard hit that puts them at higher risk for injury. The free app receives data from the sensor, displays information about the impact, and even walks the user through a concussion assessment. The app also logs symptom and impact data for future medical use. Visit ShopboxDFW.com to learn more about the Shockbox Impact Alert Sensor and determine if it is the right option for your child. Be warned instantly when a player has experienced a head impact that could result in a concussion. Visit ShockboxDFW.com today. ShockboxDFW.com.
Are you looking for a way to promote your business or increase exposure? Do you just need more people to know that you're there? Join the Champion Sports Radio team and advertise during these games. In the last 4 years, Champion Sports Radio has broadcast over 600 games to more than 3.5 million listeners. And Champion Sports Radio wants to help you use major high school sports to reach thousands of local fans right in your community. Think about it. Die-hard fans just like you tune in each and every week, giving your business unparalleled access to the community. It's the perfect way for smaller individually owned businesses to cultivate a core clientele or expand their already loyal customer base. To secure your prime commercial spot during the broadcast, contact Thomas Lee at Champion Sports Radio by phone at 972-741-0334. That's 972-741-0334 or online at championsportsradio.com. Champion Sports Radio, your home for championship broadcast.
And welcome back here to Patriot Field. What a ball game, what a series. The Jaguars defeat the Carroll Dragons in a playoff series for just the second time in history, with an 8-7 come-from-behind win this afternoon here in game number 3. The winning pitcher is Sean Weimer, who came in and in 2/3 of an innings struck out one batter, walked one batter, and got a fielder's choice. Was able to get the job done 2/3 of an innings through 12 pitches, 7 for strikes. But again, dynamite job in retiring 2 of the 3 that he faced in the 7th, coming on in relief. B.J. Myers had a great game through 6 innings. Wheels kind of fell off in the 7th. 106 pitches thrown, 77 for strikes, and 6 1/3, surrendered 8 base hits, struck out 8, walked 1, allowed 7 runs all earned. But again, Weimer with the win. B.J. no decision in the contest. Kevin Kramer, great effort by him. 5 innings, 91 pitches thrown, 53 for strikes, surrendering 7 hits, struck out 2, walked 4. And 4 runs came across. 5 runs came across on his watch. Michael Basler came on in relief, 2/3 of an inning to start off the 6th. 19 pitches thrown, 13 for strikes. Surrendered just 1 base hit of the 3 batters that he faced. And then Cooper Westland came on and retired Cox in a line shot to short. Then in the 7th, the Jaguars got to Westland as they rally for 3 runs on 3 base hits, 3 walks also in the inning, and a walk-off RBI walk for the Jaguars lift them to a Game 3 victory and an opportunity to play in the regional finals next week for the first time since 2008. Individual numbers, we'll start off with the Carroll Dragons. Here's Ryan Mueller.
Eric Cole led it off in the number 1 spot. Cole was 2 for 4, a triple and a run scored in the contest, also singled in the 7th. Kevin Kramer hit second. Kramer was 0 for 3 in the contest, did work a walk and scored in the 4th. RBI ground out in the 6th. Drew Brown hit third. Brown, he was 1 for 3, a 2-run home run in the 4th inning, also worked a walk in the 7th. Nick Motley hit 4th. Motley was 1 for 3. He did single and score in the 7th, make it 1 for 4. The single and then 3 strikeouts against Jaguar pitching. Barry Casey hit 5th. Casey 1 for 3, a single and a run scored in the 7th. Joe Heineman hit 6th. 0 for 3, struck out all 3 times coming to the plate. Garrett Hale hit 7th. Hale was 1 for 3, a single and a run scored in the 7th. And then Cameron Ramage, he was 0 for 2, shared time at the plate with Anthony Martin. And Martin in the 7th singled and scored. Drew Davis hit 9th, and Davis was 1 for 3. And that's a look at 1 through 9 for the Dragons. For the Jaguars, offensively, here is Thomas Lee.
Connor Wanhanen led it off 1 for 4, 3-run double in the 2nd, came around to score in that inning as well. Skylar Cox 1 for 2, an RBI, a pair of walks in the contest for the sophomore. Mitch Andrews in the 3 spot, 1 for 3, walked in the 7th as courtesy runner Paris came around to score in that inning as well, the first of the 3 Jaguar runs in the bottom of the 7th. Sean Weimer continues his hot bat, 2 for 4 with a run scored. Stefan Shimankevich came in to run for him in the 7th, but was retired on a fielder's choice. Tim Millard in the 5 spot, 0 for 3, but reached base on a fielder's choice in the 7th. Bailey Champagne came on to run for him, scored for the game-tying run in the 7th inning. Noah Hill in the 6th spot, what a ball game he had. 3 for 4, an RBI, a run scored. Lifted for Chad Paris as a pinch runner in the 7th. Paris stole 3rd and came home to score the game-winning run on the walk, worked by Jamison Hanna. Ryan Sloma, 1 for 3 today with an RBI and a run scored after walking in the 2nd. Casey Jacobson, 1 for 3, singled in the 4th, walked in the 7th to keep the merry-go-round going. Jamison Hanna, 0 for 1, but a pair of walks, scored a run, and walked with the bases loaded to provide the winning margin as Paris came in from 3rd. Sean Holhouse hit for him in the 6th, doubled, but was stranded at 3rd base. It all adds up to an 8-7 Jaguar win here at Patriot Field. The Jaguars advancing to the regional finals for the first time since 2008. Final thoughts, partner?
I just think that Flower Mound should have all the confidence in the world as they have come back yet again against one of the best teams in the state in the Carroll Dragons.
Talked to Coach Phil before and after the game. He said today would be a defining moment for this Flower Mound club. The gut, the grit they showed in the 7th after losing a lead that they held all day. They had a 2-run deficit coming in, able to play 3 runs in the bottom of the 7th to get a walk-off victory here today against one of the biggest nemesis. The Carroll Dragons have been the roadblock 4 out of 5 times coming into the series. Jaguars win for the second time in the playoffs against the Dragons, and now will face either Midland or Marcus. And at last report, 3-0. Marcus had a lead on Midland. Now it's 6-0 in the top of the 4th. We could have Mound Showdown regional final next week, and of course we'll have it for you here on Champion Sports Radio and CSR TV. That'll do it for us here today. Special thanks to our broadcast crew, behind the camera, Alex Sterling, for my color analyst, Ryan Mueller. My name is Thomas Lee. Once again, your final score, 8-7. Jaguars do it, win game 1, 6-4. Carroll wins games 2, 4-2. And today, the Jaguars come from behind to win game 3, 8-7. 7 runs, 8 hits, 1 error, 3 left on base for the Dragons. For the Jaguars, 8 runs, 11 hits, no errors, 9 left aboard. Jaguars advance, and whoever they face next week, the winner will go to the state tournament in Round Rock. To the Elite 8, go the Jaguars, and we'll be there every step of the way. For all of us at Champion Sports Radio, I'm Thomas Lee. Click on over, finish watching out the Marcus Midland game, and we'll see you next time on Champion Sports Radio.